Yeah. Yes, hello, everyone. Welcome. Good to see you all. Thank God it's Friday. Good to see every one of you. Welcome. Let's go. And anytime when I'm calling, make you pick up the phone, but you know that I need you. Yes, I need you. Oh, yeah. My baby, is calling me. Jenny, you know, my baby, I love you. Welcome, everyone. I know people. Hey, Cornelius. Douglas, Vero, welcome. Cornelius, welcome. It's Friday. Let's go, guys. Huh? Wanna kiss you early in the morning. You know it's only you that I want. Tastes like an island. Wanna kiss you early in the morning. Would you want your man? Hey, let's go, guys. Let's go. Adeya Moluwa Jenny. OMG. Oh my God. Welcome. Thank you so much. Let's warm up first. Let's warm up. Yeah, you capture is dancing already. Oluwakemi, oh yeah, let's go. Can I dance for you guys? Just a little. Oh my God. Good to see you guys. Oh, welcome. Yeah, Tyra Marty, good to see you. Yeah. Let's go. It's Friday, guys. So it's party time. I love it freaky every Friday, you know. Woo! Oh my God, happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Good to see every one of you. Hello, amazing, spicy family. Good to see you all. Welcome, Tyron Morty. Purival, good to see you. Welcome. Thank you so much. Happy Friday to every one of you. Thank God it's Friday. Happy day. It's Friday. It's happy day. Yep. Welcome. Thank you so much. How has it been for you guys during the week? Hope it's been an amazing week, fruitful week, an exciting week, and a fulfilling week for every one of you. But just know that it's always a delight to have you guys join me here every blessed day, especially on Friday. So welcome, everyone. Thank you so much. I am the Spicy Queen, Spicy Talk with Onwadia, the one and only Spicy Queen on YT. Thank you so much. Please, guys, as you come in, kindly hit the like button and share out your community. Let's have more freaky people in the house, right? Welcome, Ujunwa Nyoma. Thank you so much, Queen, for joining me. I appreciate you. Puribai, thank you, Cornelius, my darling husband. I know you're busy, but you are still here with me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Douglas Subero, welcome. Thank you so much. Yeah, what are we discussing today? You know, this past few weeks it's been from one celebrity crush marriage to the other, to pastors, pastor, you know, doing the do with some young ladies, or allegedly doing the do with multiple side chicks, to people going crashing, to spousal deleting, you know, spousal killings here and there. But I felt like, hey, I have been missing my Freaky Fridays. And what do we do every Freaky Friday? Freaky Fridays, we freaky our marriages. And like, this is the time we spice up, chill, and you know, add some spice to our homes. So welcome once again. Thank you everyone for joining me. And then tonight we'll be discussing how to take charge of your happiness in your marriage and then realistic ways to a happy home. I know some people may say happiness is relative. What makes one happy might not be what makes another person happy. But in general terms, we know there are certain things you and I can do to make our marriages work. You know, so long as that marriage is not plagued with domestic violence, is not plagued with infidelity, is not plagued with abuse, is not plagued with some narcissist behavior, there are certain things we can do actually to make that marriage work. Every couple wants their marriage to work. Nobody sets out to get married to someone and then you want, after 6 months, you make up your mind that this marriage wouldn't last, except a contract marriage where both parties know what they want out of that contract marriage. But on a normal day, no woman or no man goes out there to say, no, this marriage, I just want it to last for 2 months, 2 years, or 12 years. The bottom line is everyone wants their marriage to work. Everyone wants to spend the rest of their life with their soulmate. But wanting it is not enough. That you desire it, that you want it is not enough. You have to work towards it. You have to put your hands down. You have to do the job. You have to clean the dirt. So it's a desire. It is something you want, but not wanting it is not enough. You have to work towards it. Now, in order for you to have a healthy marriage, there are certain laid down principles of which we'll be discussing here. This is a general discussion on love and marriage, how to make marriages work, the do's and the don'ts that we don't need, the do's and don'ts we need in marriages. Some people have really given up hopes in their marriage. Like, they're like, okay, let's just leave, answer Mr. and Mrs. We don't want the whole world to know that our marriage is plagued or that, this marriage is not working. There is hope for you to make that marriage work. There is hope for that marriage to pick up its spark again. All you need to do is to gather the wood together, is to keep the place warm, is to light the flame again. It takes just one spark for it to, to ignite it all over. One spark, it's all your marriage needs. Mommy T Varieties, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Please, guys, as you come in, kindly hit the like button. Do not forget to hit the like button. And if you're a man or a woman desiring a happy home, please stay put and then share out. I mean, this is why we are here. We are all women and men here who desire a happy marriage, So go ahead and hit the like and then share out. Let's have more people who want their marriages to work, people who want to see, their spouse happy again. So once again, I welcome every one of you. Like I said, desiring it is not enough. Wanting it is not enough. What do you do? Which is what we'll be discussing. Now, the first thing I always say on my live stream is we can never undermine the role of communication in marriage. We can never talk enough about communication. And I've always said it that communication is not just talking. Communication is talking and listening and understanding. That is communication. You talk, when you talk, your spouse is listening, or when your spouse is talking, you are listening, and then you understand before you return. Like, it's a decoding, encoding, and decoding. Somebody has to understand what the other person is saying. If you are just talking to yourself, you're just ranting at home, just na tamu, you know what the Igbos call na tamu. It is not communication. You want your spouse to hear you out and do the needful. So when you are there murmuring, murmuring is the tamu. Oh yeah, Samoa, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Murmuring is not communication. Ntamu. We know how to do that very well. Can I shock you guys? Even guys tamu these days. Guys murmur these days. Rather than communicate, tell their spouse what is troubling them or what the issue is, they start murmuring. And when you start murmuring, your spouse gets angry and begins to murmur from the other end. And what you end up having is couples who are murmuring but are not communicating. Am I communicating here? People of God, am I communicating here? So communication is your ability to relate with your husband or to your spouse. Open up, say things that are troubling the marriage. What is that thing? I've seen a situation where people are just shouting, and just talking, and at the end of the day, they end up with physical, with physical fight, because it started with tamuring and murmuring. I don't know if there's any word like in tamuring. Welcome, arise and shine, for the glory of the Lord has come. Welcome, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Womiti Varieties, arise and shine. Thank you so much. And don't forget to hit the like button. Because personally, I think how you communicate matters. Absolutely. How you communicate in your marriage matters. Do you talk to the person calmly? Or do you talk to them to understand? Did you talk to them to see reasons with you? Or you just shout? Or you just talk with anger? You point finger? There are ways we communicate for our partner to really understand what we want to say. Blame game is what most people do, and they call that communication. When you start with blaming your spouse, you end nowhere. What the person is going to do is to try to defend him or herself, his or herself, from you, from your accusation. And this doesn't usually end well. When you start with, you always do this, you always do this, you do this, you did it. It's pointing, that is accusation. And of course, they want to defend themselves against your accusation. What you end up having is two people arguing. Now, don't get me wrong, argument in marriage is a normal thing. I don't think there's any couple here, who don't argue at all. But what kind of arguments? How is the argument? Do you argue shouting on top of your voices where none is listening to the other? That is not argument. That is not argument. There are some points I wrote down here, on this, and I'll be picking them one after the other so that we'll be on course. Thank you so much, Cornelius. No one has the monopoly of murmuring. Both men murmur. I said it, both men and women. You guys are already picking it up from us. In fact, you guys are taking it over from us. You guys murmur. You guys murmur. In fact, men even clap in the market square these days. You see them arguing with their wives and they're clapping. Yes, in fact, they'll be shaking. I don't know if they have bobby, but they have nipples. So that nipples, you see them clapping their hands too. So Cornelius. Man, so now after communication, I said effective communication, which is dialogue, having a meaningful way to converse with one another in a way that your partner is going to understand, and then follow up with what you are saying. And we have the beautiful Tanya Brown in the building. That's beautiful, gorgeous queen. This woman of God is here. Thank you so much, Tanya Brown, for joining. I appreciate you, queen. In case you have forgotten, go ahead and click the like button. Okay, so welcome. Now, I've said communication. Most important outside communication is forgiveness. Forgiveness. We can never talk enough about forgiveness in marriage. We can never talk enough about forgiveness, asking for forgiveness and being forgiving in marriage, because as human beings, we always offend ourselves, because two strangers are living in the house. Even if you've lived for 10 years, 20 years, you will always do something that will get on the nerve of your spouse. You will always do, it's normal, it could be due to ideas, and then you just flare up, and then you say things you're not supposed to say, you do things you are not supposed to do. So forgiveness is very key in marriage. If you don't have the spirit of forgiveness, trust me, that marriage is doomed. This place is going to be very, very heavy. Your heart, it is so unhealthy. Forgiveness is one thing that has broken marriages. You see one partner holding on to something for years. And then when you ask them, when they're talking about this, you'll be wondering, how did they remember? I was watching something with my husband last night, and the lady was talking about what her husband did to her some 6 years ago. And I'm like, wait. And she was explaining everything. For 6 good years, You know, this woman remembered everything that happened, the place, the time, and how the husband reacted. I'm like, geez, for the 6 years, you guys have been making love, you've been having great time, but you never forgot that thing, that particular thing he did. I asked my husband, I can't even remember what you did to me last 2 months. I think I should start keeping record of what you did. Like, if you offend me, I need to start keeping record. I need to write it down so that I don't forget. I need to start remembering everything you do to me. And he was laughing. I said, no, she remembered everything from 6 years ago. So how do I not accuse you tomorrow? How do I recollect everything you did to me? No, in fact, anytime you offend me, I need to go and get a pen and paper. Can I shock you? There are people who keep records of offenses. They go back to that in order to ignite the pain and the anger. So they don't forget to serve it back. They write everything down. Yeah, before forgiveness, I think after communication is acknowledgement. Yeah, in that communication, I say encoding and decoding. Like, when you understand, that is acknowledging. You know, when you communicate, your spouse needs to understand what you are saying. They need to understand what is the bone of contention. They need to understand what your intention, like, what do you have in mind, and then be able to, you know, do that which your heart desires. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mommy T, for that. So forgiveness is one thing. To forgive is another thing for your spouse to have the heart to ask for forgiveness. There are people who write down offenses so they don't forget. They keep record of everything you do. The record is written down there. They don't forget. They don't even want to forget. And there are people who don't have the heart to ask for forgiveness. It's one thing for you to desire forgiveness. It's another thing for your spouse to be willing to ask for that forgiveness. Can I shock you guys? It's painful when your spouse offends you and they don't want to ask for forgiveness. In as much as we say forgive, you also want them to acknowledge that they offended you. That is where the acknowledgement comes in. You want them to acknowledge that they erred. You want them to acknowledge that they defaulted. You want them to acknowledge that they messed up. You want them to acknowledge that they were weak in this area. You want them to acknowledge that they failed you in this area. Yeah. Hello. Welcome, Jackson. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Acknowledgement of your fault. Acknowledgement. And when you do that, trust me, it becomes easier for your spouse to forgive. Why a lot of people hold on to offense, hold on to the past, hold on to the pain, is because their spouse have refused to acknowledge that they defaulted, that they messed up big time. They refuse to acknowledge that they wronged their partner. Acknowledgement makes it very easy. You know, when I offend you and I come and realize, process the whole thing, especially when you point it out, and then you come and say, sweetheart, you know, I've been thinking about this fight we had, and I've been thinking about the things we said to one another, but, you know, I shouldn't have said that to you. You know, I shouldn't have hit you. I shouldn't have said this out. I shouldn't have talked to anyone about it, or I shouldn't have, you know, owning up to your fault makes it easier for your spouse to forgive you. If you don't own up, you don't accept your mistake, you don't accept that you don't accept that you wronged your partner, it is always difficult. You are making forgiveness very difficult for your spouse. So learn, have that heart to ask for forgiveness. Have the heart to say, I am sorry. I am sorry. These 3 words have really, it's something that has kept a lot of marriages from progressing, from moving forward, because they allow their pride and their ego to get the best of them. So they sit down on top of these 3-letter words, this I am sorry. They sit on top of it and then refuse to own up or accept or even acknowledge that they defaulted. It's very difficult. What if the acknowledgement is not there? How will you still push yourself to forgive? Now, before I need to answer this question, even if the person hasn't acknowledged, sometimes it is very difficult for some people to open their mouth and admit that they wrong. This is where pride comes in. This is where pride, and the Bible said that pride goes before a fall. If they refuse to acknowledge, how is their reaction? How is their character, like their attitude towards that thing which they did? Even if they don't open their mouth, are they remorseful? Even if they don't say it in word, their actions matters. How is their action? Do they feel remorseful? Do they go to a corner like a wet cat and sit down waiting for you to come and say, okay, can we talk about this? Some people will just go to a corner. They don't, the pride or the ego in them will not let them open up to say they are sorry. But you will see them trying to meet up, trying to do things for you to show that they are truly sorry, trying to make it up to you. And when you see the signs, you know that that person is truly remorseful, even if they don't say it. Then you be the one to come to the person and say, I want us to move past this. Because you see that there is a communication gap. You see that you two are no longer flowing. So even if the person doesn't open up, if the action shows that the person is remorseful, you can be the one, even though you've been offended. We are talking about in confine of marriage, because the sun is not supposed to set before you forgive your spouse. In a normal, like, the sun is not supposed to set. And you know why God wants us to forgive before we even go to bed? Anything can happen. Anything. People have passed on in their sleep. You don't want this to be the last thing in the mind of your partner. It happens. We are human beings. Anything can happen. We don't give ourselves life. God gives us life. So you reach out to the person and say, can we talk about this? See their reactions or their actions. Point it out. Even if they don't acknowledge, point it out and say, even if you don't want to acknowledge, for peace to reign, I choose that we just talk about this and I forgive, because I want us to move past this. If you hold on to it, it's going to sit. You know, one thing with unforgiveness, it's like a demon. It consumes one from within. And it also has a health implications. Your body begins to deteriorate, like begins to go down. You begin to fall sick. That is why spiritually and physically, it is very important that we forgive. And mentally, it is very important that we forgive, whether they acknowledge or not. But I am putting it to anyone here. Always learn to acknowledge your fault. Learn to acknowledge that you wronged your partner. Even if look, see, the person who forgives is not the weak one. Is not the weak one. Is always a stronger person that forgives. So why don't you be the stronger person to make that move? It doesn't matter who did, but be the strong person. I don't know if I'm communicating here. Yeah, let me see. Cactus says, I dated a woman who could never apologize, and when she did, she would later say she just apologized so that I wouldn't leave it alone. Oh, narcissist. Yeah, absolutely. When you notice this, you dated, thank God it was just dating and you guys weren't married. Linda Nenye, good to see you. Welcome, Queen. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Amobiti says, I'm that partner who will ask my husband each time he says, I'm sorry. I will ask, what are you sorry for? Acknowledging your fault is very important. Thank you so much. I am happy we're here communicating. What are you sorry for? Some people will just say, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. You don't just throw the word. Look at your partner. Be remorseful and say, I am sorry. You know, I am sorry. Sincerely, I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I caused you this pain. I'm sorry I offended. I'm sorry for the words I said. I'm sorry for my actions. Acknowledge. Acknowledgement makes it easy for your spouse. You want them to forgive you, go ahead and acknowledge your fault. It doesn't make you less of a man or a woman. Instead, it makes you the stronger person. It makes it very easy for you to come back together. And when they ask for forgiveness, please forgive. Forgive. To err is human. To forgive is divine. We offend God on a daily basis by the words of our mouths, by the thoughts of our hearts, in what we have done every day to our spouses, to our neighbors, to friends, to colleagues, at work, everywhere, and what we have failed to do. We ask God for forgiveness. So when your spouse acknowledges that they wronged you, they offended you, please forgive. Let it go. It could be painful, but with time, it is always better to forgive and let it go. That way, the burden on your chest is lessened. Pat Eyaba, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. You can apologize too much. Okay, you can apologize too. too much too. I would always apologize, and after doing it to keep peace, she started being like, I don't want your apologies anymore. Maybe you took time. You know, there's this thing with some men. Sorry, guys, but this is true. Sometimes it is difficult for guys to apologize. But women do. I'm not going to pin this on any particular gender, but like, if you know you wronged your partner and you held onto that thing for days, it becomes difficult. The longer you keep that thing going, the harder it becomes for the person to forgive. The longer you hold on to, instead of making peace the day one, you wait till day 2, day 3, day 4. After time has passed, you now come and say, I'm sorry. The person can say, please keep your apologies, because you have time to admit, to acknowledge, and to ask for forgiveness. If you don't do it at that time, and then you come and say you are sorry, sometimes they just feel you are just saying it. You don't mean it. Why did you wait until 5, 6 days or for a very long time before you come out apologizing? So that's why it's very important we sort out issues as fast as we can. It makes it easier for people to make up and become happy. We all desire a happy home. Like I said from the beginning, no one sets out to be in an unhealthy marriage, but things happen. There are ways we can sort out this thing so that, you know, the burden on our hearts can be lessened, and all that is left is nothing but joy and happiness. Yeah, apology should come from genuine heart. Absolutely, Pat. Host, I don't go this your type of hell. Aye. Yeah, so let me look you with this stretchy thing. That's my girl. Look sexy and hot. I love that. Now, another thing is respect. Respect for one another. There are people that make expensive jokes on their spouses. You just come and then you make some crazy comment. Respect is reciprocal. You don't say things anyhow to your spouse and expect them to just take it. Not everyone knows how to take expensive jokes. Don't crack jokes. Know your partner, know the person you are married to before you crack some expensive joke. Don't go and hit your husband on the head because you heard Pateyaba plays, or you watch a video where Pateyaba did this to her husband, and then you get home as a woman, you now go and do this to your husband. Hello, know the kind of person you're married to. Or you go about saying certain things to your wife like, see this your big belly, oh, now when you go calm down. That is very expensive and that is disrespectful. You might think this is a joke, but there are jokes that have been taken too far. Welcome, Fine Concept. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. The Cheese Family, you are tempting me on this page. The Cheese Family, that food you are eating, mind yourself. Welcome, please, guys. Come on, hit the like and share. Come on, help me hit the like button, okay? Help me hit the like and share. So there are certain jokes that are too expensive in marriage. Who is your spouse? Do you guys play that kind of joke? Like, do you have that kind of joke the early stage of your marriage, or when you were courting? Don't just wake up overnight and do something and expect them not to feel offended by it. Respect. How you talk to your spouse matters. How you talk to them in public matters. How you talk to them before family and friends matters. How you speak to them even when you are alone matters. Do not talk to your spouse like they're your help, or as if they're your maid or house help. Do not talk to your spouse with respect. At least respect is something that will make them know that you value them. You don't take them for granted. You don't just talk to them anyhow as if they are children. That is why you hear a man say, my wife don't respect me. You hear a man say, my wife talks to me anyhow. She shouts at me, she doesn't respect me. Or you hear a woman say, that man, he doesn't respect me. Like, what? I need some respect in this house. I'm a woman, I'm your wife, I deserve some respect. When you hear them say that, that means someone is crossing the line. Respect in our words. Thank you so much, Fine Concept. I appreciate you, man. Respect is very important. And remember, it is reciprocal. If you're asking for respect, be ready to equally respect your spouse. Be ready to respect them. Be ready to give it back. You don't just ask for respect. You don't just demand for respect. You have to earn it from your spouse. Now, in marriage, your husband has earned that right, has earned that respect. Your wife also earned that respect, and you deserve to give it to them. They deserve your respect. The way you talk, your attitude, especially around the third party, especially around your children. There are some people that talk to their spouse anyhow. When you hear how you'll be wondering, like, wait, oh, what did they do this? How can you just open your mouth and say things like this? It will shock you. How do you open your mouth and just on your husband as if he's your boy? You know, it's crazy. Respect is something that has held marriage, and any woman that respects the husband very well, trust me, that man finishes her with love. You respect your wife, she will do anything for you. Respect is what makes it very easy for a spouse to go extra mile to do that thing which will make the other party happy. Respect, no matter how beautiful a woman is, no matter how educated a woman is, no matter how intelligent a woman is, no matter how successful in career or business a woman is, if you do not respect your husband, trust me, that man can dump that woman for just a secondary school or an illiterate young lady who is not as beautiful as the wife. Welcome all for Health with Jane. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you so much. Respect goes a long way. Thank you. And you will see men with very beautiful wives, successful wives. But if you see the side chick of that man, only you will pack your slippers and say, "Eh, welekete." How can this man leave this gorgeous woman? I know there are people who cheat with anything. They don't need any reason to cheat. But trust me, every man wants a peaceful home. Every man desires respect. Every man wants a calm, happy home. No man wants a crazy wife that disrespects him. Because you're successful, it goes both ways. There are men who talk to their wives as if their wives are slaves to them at home. They don't care whether the children are listening. They don't care who's there. All they care about is what they want to say at that time. They don't chew their words. They don't process things before they say it. Respect is both ways. It goes a long way. You want to be happy in your marriage, please swallow your pride. Look at that pride. Look at it. It's choking you. Swallow it. Get a glass of water. Swallow that pride and respect your spouse. Because a marriage without respect, that marriage can never work. It's bound to crash. It's bound to crash without respect. And then I will go into, after apologizing, expression. Expression. How do you express yourself? I said today is Freaky Friday. Expression. Do you just boom? I mean, expression in the bedroom. Expression. Expressing yourself. How you want, what you desire. Do you express yourself well that your husband understands? I'm not talking about communication here. As a woman, you are in that time of the month and your body, they pepper you. You want something freaky from your husband. And the guy, man, maybe he's not even understanding how you express your desire to him. Or you as a man, you want your woman. How do you go about expressing your desire to want her? It matters. You don't just come back from work and then pull up, take a shower, boom, you jump on your wife. Who does that? Intimacy begins in the morning. Your expression begins in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, you talk to one another, you greet one another, you kiss, you take your breakfast and go to work. Even while you're at work, reach out to your partner. If you want it later that evening, you must begin in the morning to cut the grass, begin to tend the flowers, begin to water the ground. You at work, remind her of how beautiful she is. You at work, remind her of how much she has really made your life a blessing. Remind her of how important she is in your life by the things you say to her. Today we have cell phones. Back then it's letters. Even if you're not going to do it on cell phone, like Abole said, you can pen down something and then tuck it into your spouse's either pocket or bag. When they come across it, when they open it, you have expressed yourself, the desire to be devoured later that day. When you get home, start with appreciation. Start with appreciating your spouse. Start with praising them. Start with acknowledging their beauty, their presence in your life, how much of a blessing it is to you. Well, let me ask some women here, or let me even throw this here. How many, like, when was the last time you kissed your spouse? Like, when was the last time you did imichana? When was the last time you gave that to your spouse? You are going to work, you just pick up your bag, boom. You don't even hug. You don't, like, when was the last time you gave that sweet kiss? When? Some people, like, look, realistically, some people only kiss on their wedding day. After that wedding day, nothing like this again. Their spouse's smile begin to irritate them. Welcome, K Business Podcast. Thank you so much, Pastor K. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Their spouse's mouth begins to irritate them. It begins to, saliva, yuck. But on that wedding day, you may not kiss your bride. You open your mouth. After that day, every blessed day you wake up, every blessed day you've brushed, because when I say wake up and kiss, now some people say, ew, that mouth is stinking. I need to brush. After brushing, take at least bad 1 minute to kiss your spouse before you leave the house. At least 1 minute to kiss. 1 minute every morning and night when they get back, or evening. Kissing is one intimate thing, like it is something that bonds spouses together. You just don't jump into love making. Look, you need to get the woman aroused. You need to get her to the promised land first. Like, get the ground wet before action. Who goes to farm and begins to till on a dry soil? Nobody does that. You have to cultivate. You need to cut out and weed that land. After weeding, after cutting out the grasses, you wet it, you till it before you plant. If you plant anything on a dry ground, it will not germinate without water. Go ahead and wet it. How do you wet it? Kissing your spouse every day only shows them that you desire them, and you never get tired of it. You kissing your spouse every day is a message that I love you till death. Even if you fight and settle, kiss. Kiss. Please, kiss. If there is nothing at all you do, you see that kissing. Even if you don't want to make love, is very important. It's intimate to kiss. Let their mouth not irritate you. When you stay away from kissing your spouse for a long time, trust me, it's going to be difficult for you to go back kissing them. It becomes tiring, like it becomes a habit, avoiding their mouths. Kiss and kiss and kiss every blessed day. Do not get tired of kissing your spouse. Even if you don't make love every day or every other day, kissing is very important. It is still there. It's a reminder. This is a reminder daily that I love you. I love you this morning. I'll love you in the afternoon, and I will still love you at night. It's a message to your spouse when you kiss. A message of desire. I can't get enough of you. When last did you kiss your spouse? Or has their mouth begun to irritate you? When was the last time you had your spouse stand before you? You look into their eyes. There's this thing they call 30 seconds look. Is it 30 seconds or 45 seconds? Like, you look into their eyes, eyeball to eyeball. Okay, can we do that, guys? Cornelius, you're looking at me, so I'm looking at you. Can we do that? Okay, let's go on this exercise. And they're talking. I love you. Seriously, Baby, when are you coming back home? I miss you already. You know, okay, be fast, okay? I love you. I love you too. You are looking deep into their eyes. Eyes is the window to the soul. Your eyes is the window to the soul. How you look at your spouse matters. You are expressing yourself. You are expressing yourself. Look at them. It is not every day you are busy. You are busy with activities. Morning, afternoon, night. You are so busy. You are busy. Yeah, you are so carried away. It's either you are rushing from TikTok to Instagram to YouTube to Facebook to market. You come back, you cook, like you are just everywhere. But no time for your spouse. Marriage takes effort. It is a conscious effort to make it work. And these little things, they are little drops of water that makes up an ocean. Hygiene. Mommy T mentioned it here. If you don't like the smell you are getting from your spouse's mouth, you can talk to them in a very respectful way that they will not feel offended. If they have mouth odor, look at the paste you're using at home. You can suddenly say, sweetheart, I don't know, like, look like this paste we are using, it's not really working. Like, I still feel some foul smell in my mouth. Don't you feel the same? Like, when you talk, don't you feel the same? Maybe we need to change this paste. Or sweetheart, can you just, if you don't mind, can you just quickly, just brush? I want to kiss you. Like, I want to really kiss you passionately. Or sweetheart, let's go and brush. You take your point. Like, let's go do it together. You don't want to tell them your mouth is smelling. That's disrespectful to just say your mouth they smell. Their mouth no they smell. Just say you have. I can just perceive. I don't know. Maybe it's a food you ate. Did you chew onion? I can really perceive something. Do you mind if we just go? If you can just quickly run water or paste. Gorex Connor, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Kindly hit the like. Welcome. You can tell them that way. Like, I don't know, did you eat onion or did you? I don't know what you ate, but I can perceive something unpleasant. If you don't mind, I love kissing you. I can't wait. I love kissing you. So just quickly, okay? Come over. Let me devour your mouth. You are already indirectly telling them their mouth, there is something about the mouth. How you say it matters. How you say it. Then let us now go to the cocoa, intimacy. Intimacy. As I'm talking now, there are some persons now that for 3 months, they have not done the do, like a marriage. They are married, but for 3 months, nothing between them and their spouse. Hey, go and check. That place is already a forest. What are you waiting for? It's already a forest that needs, in fact, we need a tractor to come and clear the grasses and the bushes around here. Because it's been long you went to your farm. It has been long you went to that farm. Look at the land. It's lying fallow. It's becoming dry. What are you doing? Intimacy in marriage can never, ever be underrated. We can never overemphasize on this. Intimacy. Months, nothing, bush, grass everywhere. Why? Because they are growing apart. Growing apart. The bond between them is cold. There is no love between them anymore. Why? Because they have a lot of unsorted issues. Let me drop my link in case, so that I don't forget. I'm going to be dropping my link. Whoever wants to jump in here with great ideas, please, this is conversational, talk today. Okay, jump on the link. Let us talk. If you have great ideas, this is things that will help us. It's not every day we talk about divorce, we talk about spousal killing, we talk about fight, we talk about cheating, infidelity. No, today let us talk about those things that will help us in our marriage, because anyone who is happy will prosper in his or her job. If you're happy, you are happy at your place of business, at your place of work. You're happy with your children. You're happy around everyone. When you come to your workplace in the morning, you're all smiling because you are happy from home. When you're not happy, you go out there, you transfer that negative energy around. But I say, but after using that method for a while, the hobby or partner should also know he needs to work on his breath. Absolutely. You know, when you say it 1, 2, 3 times, they're gonna understand. They will understand. And with time, please always put your hand and check your breath. We do that when we're in primary school or even secondary school. Sometimes we just like, especially some days, let me not lie, in primary school, some days we run away from brushing, like we just run to school, we pour water, we do like. So as we speak now, can you bring your hand, cup it around your mouth, and then let out your breath and smell your breath? No choke person now. No choke person, pikin. Do like this. If he's smelling, go to the bathroom and just quickly brush. You want to smell sweet all the time. You want your breath to be fresh. So that's very important. Yes, correct. That's very important. So we're talking about intimacy. When was the last time you allowed your spouse into the promised land? Intimacy in marriage is very important. Do not grow so wide apart that you do it only once in a year when you want a child. When you want a child, or let me just do it. Let me just do it, for doing sake. Not because you desire. Look, the more you do it, the more sweet it becomes. The sweeter it becomes. The more you do it, the sweeter. You will not get tired. I do tell women, if you get tired, if you start complaining, with time, it becomes part of you. It becomes a habit formed. Take, for instance, I know there are a lot of things, stress, that can affect one from enjoying intimacy. I know. But outside that, there are certain things that you can do to help yourself. I am Neki. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, Wanyoma. Welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Even sometimes you can say your own breath is smelling. You go and wash up. So when you try your husband about, when you try to tell your husband about his own, he won't feel bad. Yeah, he won't feel only an attack. It's only an attack to him. Yeah, to bring down his ego. You are so right. You are so right, Gorek. That's why I said sometimes you can just say, can we quickly go and brush? I want to kiss you very well. You are indirectly telling him to go and brush, but you don't want to tell him his mouth is smelling. That is busting his ego. Or if you do that to your wife, you're just doing, you're disrespecting her. How we communicate matters. So intimacy is like running away from intimacy or sexless marriage is something, is like when you mix a cement, stone, what do you call gravel stones, cement, water. When you mix those things, they are still soft. But when you let it stay, after a while, it casts, isn't it, and becomes solid. That is how habits are formed. This is how habits are formed. When they are formed, it becomes difficult to break. Do not stay away from your spouse for too long. Only when you are flowing, when you're not feeling well, or for a religious reason of which both of you agree. It's an agreement between both parties that you want to stay away for these few days. Please, but do not exceed one week. After 1 week, please, no matter what, go back to yourself. Temptation abounds. Temptation abounds. If you stay away from your spouse for too long, you are exposing them to temptation. You are exposing them to temptation. So no matter what, that is why it is very important to always sort out your issues. Sort out your issues. And in intimacy, please, I want to point out, be receptive. When I say be receptive, when your partner, when your spouse is giving it to you, be receptive and welcoming. Open yourself up and forget about every other thing and just receive them. Your response, like you are receiving them. You are taking it. You're making them know, yeah, you're giving it to me. Be receptive. Open yourself up for more. Do not just lie down or do not just come on your spouse. Even if you are the one on top, your wife is below. Be receptive. You are the one giving it, but at least you are making her understand that like, I am getting this. I am digging straight into this pot of soup. I am really enjoying this. Be receptive. Do not just lie down. You are not expressing yourself. You are not saying anything. Are you not enjoying it? Give him the give him the oh dear, my goodness. Like, come on, and be responsive. As you're receiving it, give it to me. You are responding. Oh, do not lie like a log of wood. It makes it very tiring. It makes it tiring in love making. Your response makes your husband or your wife desire you the more. Like, by the time you're done, the person is, you sit down and then, that time you lie down after intimacy, you're just like, oh my God, you're blushing alone. You are blushing. After that time you're lying down, you're just processing the whole thing. Like, geez, what just happened here? And then your spouse will be just like, whoa, this woman is fire today. Because of her response. Because she's responding to what you're giving to her. When you eat delicious meal, when you eat good food, you're eating, you're like, yes. You're nodding your head because you are enjoying it. And husbands, who says you can't express yourself in the bedroom? Who says, as you're giving it to her, you're making her know that, oh dear, damn, this is too sweet. What did you put in here? No, what did you just put in here? Mommy, very cheesy. Mommy, welcome. Good to see you, Mommy. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Okay, maybe she's busy. She didn't know I have welcomed her in, but I'll just keep talking. So
hey, tell. Ogini na-eme. Ana m ebe a tie ihe na loudspeaker. Ihe nwa na-afịọ. My husband sị m onye or your spice your onu ya we ha nke na onu ya. Ọ na-afịa kiss kwa ebe a kissie nke ọzọ. Oh, sị m bịa jụọ gị. Sorry for those who don't hear Igbo, I'm sorry. This one needs to be spoken in Igbo. Ọ sị m bịa jụọ gị. Ihe a na-emecha ọnụ a na-kiss ọ maka ndị okenye dịka anyị ka ọfụ ụmụaka dị. Sorry. For those who don't understand Igbo, let me interpret. I have to jump up and come to ask that question. Is it for young people like you or do older people like us? Are we involved? That's what you want me to come and ask you. I'll ask you and I'll go down and I'll come back later because I'm busy now. But all these kiss everywhere. I'm like, hey, Otato Friday. Oh, that Friday.
Freaking Friday.
If we're gonna, this week has run away from me. I can't even remember that it's now Friday. Yeah.
It's been a moment. It's been a very joyous week for you, Mommy. So that's why the week ran so fast.
Yeah, that's why it runs so. Oh my goodness. Yes. So hello everyone. I'm just here. I put it on loudspeaker, and my husband was just hearing this voice. Kiss this, kiss that. He's like, really? This is interesting. But ask her this question for me.
Okay, I will answer Daddy. This response is for Mommy and Daddy. You see, when they say anebido, there's this adage in Igbo, see, anebido no tutuchuwe woji. A stitch in time saves 9. While I was talking about giving the example of the cement and the sand and water that you bring together, if you let it sit without mixing it, it will cast. If you just leave it there, give it some time, it will cast, and when it casts, it becomes difficult to separate. That is how it is with love making, with intimacy and kissing. When you get married, it's something you need to develop. Like, it's something that should be a habit, the habit of kissing all the time. And when you keep doing this, you can never stop, even at old age. You may not be crazy like the 16th and the 20s, but that intimate kissing is still there. That bond is still there because it is something that you have built over the years.
I totally agree. I totally agree. But let me say something though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some of the men, African men here, may identify with that because I've handled some cases as well where this is an issue. Because it doesn't mean that the African men that they don't love you, but it's not just their thing. Even
Mm,
those of them who have lived here for a long time, sometimes it's still a struggle. I don't know. Some of them, not everyone. Some of them, it's not
mm,
their thing. They can show their love in a different way but another kissing type and holding hand
mm,
going down the road sometimes is
mm.
difficult for them, but they still love and show it, but in a different way. So that's what I really want to say. But I'll go down, I'll come back later because there's something I want to share actually. But at the moment, I was
Okay.
just this kiss that was hammering everywhere. No allow my ear to rest. Allow my ear to rest. I said, let me jump here and find out more about this kiss that. Yes,
It,
yes,
it
yes,
is
yes.
still for those in their 50s and their 60s and their 70s and their 80s. You can
Bam,
still kiss. Even when there is
bam.
no teeth in your mouth again.
Ekwem,
The
I,
fact that the
I,
lips
tota-
come together, the fact that
I
the eyes
totally,
can look
I totally
into
agree. And it keeps
it
one
helps.
young. It keeps one younger
Yeah.
and more close,
Yes.
close to each other for a longer time.
Yes.
Yes. But
Yes.
I'm going to come back. Yeah. I just
Okay,
jumped on. I
mommy.
didn't even say hello to anyone. I just jumped on this link to to
Thank you
clarify
so
this,
much, mommy.
to
I'll
clarify
be
what I'm
expecting
just
you back.
hearing left, right, and center. I'll be back later. I'm going to share
Okay,
something
I
that
want
is
you to come back
yeah.
later and share some tips
Mm,
to a happy marriage because this is
mm.
something we have to keep talking about. It's not always about divorce, infidelity, spousal killing. Sometimes we just keep hitting the nail on the head. We keep talking and emphasizing and re-emphasizing on things that can make marriage work because sometimes over time we neglect some of these things and think that they are magic. It's not magic. It's something you have to keep doing. If you stop doing it, something is missing, something is lacking. And then if
Yeah.
you keep doing it, it becomes a habit and you don't see it as a burden anymore to do it. Just like this kissing we're talking about. To some people, like, but they kissed on their wedding day. Why did you kiss on the wedding day and after wedding you can no longer kiss your spouse?
Yeah, okay. As I say, I'll come back later, okay? I'll come back.
Okay,
Let me
mommy. Yeah, I'll be
handle what
expecting
I'm
you
doing
back.
at the moment.
I love
Okay,
you.
then. Okay, love you too. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Well, thank you everyone for your time here, for your patience. I really appreciate you and your contribution. I'm looking at the chat here, and honestly, I'm so happy that you guys are with me tonight. Please do not forget to hit the like button. Nikki said, was it Nikki said? Gorek said, I don't know how to come into your channel. I have to close the app. Okay, you click on the link. Click on the link and the link will bring you up. Then I will accept you. Okay, just click on the link and I will accept you in. Okay, so we're talking about being responsive, to your spouse. It matters so much. When you lie down there like a log of wood, it's not interesting. It becomes tiring, like you're struggling. Let me just do this. Even the man see when you are taking it and you are expressing the joy, you are expressing how do I put it, the sweetness of it. It makes your partner always want to, ready to. They are always ready to deliver, always ready to be at your service at every given time. Welcome, Joyce family. I appreciate you. Good evening to you. Yeah, please don't forget to hit the like button. I make you say some of our African men are not romantic. They are not romantic, I know. But you can teach them at least little. Do not force them to do the things that you see or you hear. Take it one step at a time. You can start with kissing. Let them know you like kissing. For instance, a man who doesn't like kissing, or a man who has not been kissing, but you as a woman, you like kissing. What you can do is to tell him, hey, Nwokoma, or okay, I'm Igbo, my husband is Igbo. That's why I always say Nwokoma. Like, hey, or baby, oh sweetheart, why don't you like kissing me? Or I always enjoy. Let them know you enjoy it, like you like it. I enjoy it when you kiss me. It makes me so happy when you kiss me. Put it that you are the one that loves it. It's not just for them, but for you. I like it when you kiss me. Or the way you kissed me last night, goodness, it drove me crazy. And then they want to do it to please you. They want to equally please you because they know, even if he's an African man, kissing doesn't remove anything, doesn't remove any title from their head. They kiss during relationship or courtship. People kiss. How did you marry the man? When you are dating, were you not kissing? Were you not hugging? Were you not doing any romantic stuff? Let's even forget the days of our fathers. Today, during courtship, there are little forms of intimacy that you express, that you engage in before the marriage. You don't just get married to a total stranger. You don't just. So you have to, at least, just that kissing is very important. Then this responsive. Call your spouse sweet names. Call them interesting names. Just ask them, what would you want me to call you? In the course of joking and playing, you like Odogu. Do you like it when I call you baby or sweetheart? Some men don't like baby. He said, call them baby. Say, I'm not your baby. So if you don't like baby, don't call them baby. My love, mine, my desire, my heart, my king. Odogum. You know, there are Oloworimi, there are beautiful, depending on your tribe. In fact, it is even sweeter in your tribal name, in your tribal language and name. When you call your spouse by their, give them sweet name in your dialect that you understand, they will always like it. Olorufemi or Ifemi. Call them that one name. Yeah, good. Okay, thank you so much. I am Neki. I really appreciate you. Have a pet name, something sweet, something nice. Not Ishiobo, not Ishiobo. Call them something nice, something that when you call them, see, if I call my husband Odogu encompasses, it means I don't know how to put it. The main man, like, hey, what is Odogu? I don't know, great man. Great man, that is what I call him. And he calls me, this name here, Onwadia, was given to me by my husband. Onwadia. And the meaning of Onwadia, for those who are not Igbo, who don't understand, you see, Onwadia. Some people don't know how to call the name. Onwadia is the name. And Onwadia means hobby smooth. I glow for him. I am his light. He sees me as his moon. Because I brighten his life. Give your spouse a very sweet pet name. It could be it's sweeter in your dialect. Be his moon. Let him be your sunshine. Let him be your knight in a shining armor. Give them a sweet name in your dialect. Rebecca, greetings. Good evening, Queen. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Welcome, Queen. It's been a while. So give them sweet name in your dialect. Call them that sweet name. When you are making love, you call them by that sweet name. In your language, think about sweet, crazy, naughty names you call them while you are responding to what they're doing. Like they're giving you something pleasurable. Express yourself. Don't be stiff. Loosen up. Losing up, and then please always create a conducive environment for it. Make sure the environment, make sure the place is as in the bedroom is nice and smelling sweet. Not when the sheets are so rough. Be the one to roughen the sheets during the action. Roughen the sheets. Afterwards, change it or dress it back. But make it inviting. Lady Posh, greetings to you. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for that thumbs up. I appreciate you. Sorry, one moment, guys. You know, call them by that name. Give them sweet names. When you are making love, you are praising them. You are appreciating them. You are telling them how good they are. Thank you for that thumbs up. Telling them how much like you are just too good. Hey, working about me. See, you want to finish me. Don't finish me for my mother. Don't finish me for my mother. Oh my God. Leave some for me. This is too sweet. I want more. Give me more. That way, the more you ask for, the more they give to you. but you just want to satisfy yourself, especially men. Men, listen to me. Don't be selfish. A lot of you guys are very selfish. Yes. A satisfied woman is a happy woman. So don't be selfish. If you want your woman to be happy, stop being selfish. You just go. You come. She is yet to come. How dare you come when your wife has not come? No, how dare you come when your wife is not satisfied? Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much. How can you come when your wife is yet to come? Like, seriously? You leave her high and dry? No. No, that is an error. That is a big bedroom error. Hold back. No matter how sweet her puna is, no matter how sweet she is, please hold yourself and keep giving it to her. Let her get there. Let her come. Then you can come. Because if you come, the next thing you start demanding for second round. What if she's not ready for second round? What if she's not ready? Unless she's ready for second round, you know that when you come, it's going to take you maybe the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You know, your dogu will rise, the cucumber will come back and want more action. Then you can come. After coming, you rise again and continue from when you stopped. But it's an error to leave your woman high and dry. A woman who is not satisfied is not a happy woman. A woman who is satisfied goes out there and greets even her enemies. Good morning, my neighbors. They greet everyone. Welcome, James. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, James. Welcome. So please, you cannot come if your wife has not come. She's not happy. Don't think she is. She might keep quiet. She may not tell you. That is the reason why the next time you want her, she will just tell you that she's not. She's tired. Trust me, a woman who came. You see that thing when a woman comes. See, next time she'll want it. Only one touch, and she's up. She wants you. But if you're very selfish in the bedroom, you come. You go and take your shower, and then the next thing you're snoring. You're snoring like a locomotive engine. Why she's there? You see her face. She's looking at you like she feel like giving you a punch. You're sleeping, she can't sleep. She's still high. Nothing is out yet. And then tomorrow you want to touch her again. You come and listen to me telling you to give your husband every day. How can you give it to the man every day when the man will not even let you come? No. You want your woman to give herself to you. Please make sure she's satisfied. Take your time. Do not be in a rush. Where are you rushing to? Unless it's quickie. If it's not quickie, where are you rushing to? Who is pursuing you? Why are you in a hurry to come? You can't hold yourself unless there is something wrong there. Unless there is something, otherwise, you can't hold it. If it's too sweet, be ready to give a second round. Please. Is one secret that will make your woman want to give it to you all the time. And then for the women, too much complaint. The man is doing, all you are doing is complain. You are not enjoying it. You are just murmuring. How can you kill his manhood? His manhood will just go, to go down. There won't be desire. Why do you think some men go out to some side chick? No. We cannot. It is time to stop the side chick game. You be the wife. You be the side chick. Take over. Take charge. You are in control. You are in control of your happiness in your marriage. If you're not satisfied, open your mouth and say, "Oh, Juromo, I am not okay. I want more. I am not. I didn't come. Oh, this one you rush and come. I didn't come. Come back. Let's continue." If you have medical issues, yeah, some have medical issues as per the early release, though which they need to see. That's what I'm saying. Unless something is wrong there, then you go for medical checkup. If you come in 1 minute, please go for medical checkup. It's an error. It's an error to come in 1 minute. It's an error for you to come in 1 minute. Go and check what is wrong. Something is wrong. 1 minute is too short. I'm talking about let it linger. And then foreplay before the action. Foreplay. This is something that will make the whole thing more interesting. Foreplay. The kissing, the smooching, the touching, all these things are what makes it last longer and more interesting. It is not the action itself. No, it is how you start the game before the action. Can't do 30 minutes and then you just come when she's still very dry. She's not wet. You didn't pour water there. Nothing. And you just go in there, you know, you come. After coming, that's all. If you touch me tomorrow, I tell you I'm not ready. If you want your woman to be happy, make sure she comes. This is Friday. Are you ready? Are you ready to get to work? Are you ready to make the daughter of Zion happy? Are you ready to make your husband happy? It's weekend. Take charge. Stop running away. Stop running away. The longer you stay apart, the wider you grow apart. The longer you stay apart, the wider you two becomes. You start growing apart. Do not allow it. Do not allow it. And then there's another one I say, be wild. I'm touching intimacy. That's why I'm picking this point. Be wild. Hey, drop that madam. There is no madam in the bedroom. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much, Gores. Thank you. I appreciate you. And please, guys, as you're watching, my super chat is active. It's weekend. I want a glass of wine. You can drop the super chat there. You can drop the super thanks there. You can drop the super sticker there. In fact, leave super sticker. I don't want it to load and see here. You can do the super chat. You can do the super thanks, okay? And you can share out and you can like, please. So be wide. When I say be wide, drop that madam garments in the bedroom. Oh, Genede, who are you forming seriousness for? Who seriousness help in the bedroom? Why are you forming seriousness in the bedroom? Why are you being serious? Free yourself and be wild in the bedroom. Drop that mommy G.O. attitude. You can do that mommy G.O. thing when you leave the bedroom. Even the man, drop that daddy G.O. attitude. Drop that bossy attitude. Unless you're ready to play, role switching in the bedroom. Otherwise, don't be too serious. Why are you too serious? Why are you serious in the bedroom? Why you want to make love? Sorry, guys. You want to make love, and then the next thing is you come in, no smile on your face, nothing. You just you pull up, and then you like seriously. I don't even know how to explain this. No smiling, no laughing, no naughty play. Not being serious. Be wide. Do crazy things. This life now once. This life now once. Why are you being too serious? Who will help? If you want to enjoy your spouse, you want your spouse to be very happy, please drop seriousness in the bedroom. Try out things. Wow. Try out something else. Have you tried 69? When was the last time as a married woman you tried 69? Have you tried waterfall? Have you tried singing with the microphone? Have you washed the plate? Like carry the plate and wash the plate very clean as a man? Do you eat up the snail? Do you? You're feeling like a title chief under the GO. When it was the last time you held the microphone and you sang to the glory of God? When was the last time? Yeah, dress up play. Yeah, dress up play. Oh, yeah, you can do that. You know, be wide. Go naughty. Put on something skimpy, something revealing. Give them something. As a man, hold your cucumber and play with it with her. Let her play with it like a child. Come on, that's her toy. It is your wife's toy. It is her toy. Let her play with it. They don't put a crown on it. She's the one that will play with it. So hold that microphone and sing to the glory of God. Blow up his mind. And you demand, come on, eat off the plates. For those who code and those who decode. Be wide. It is one way to keep the bedroom spicy and hot. Make it inviting. Be wide. Do crazy like with children. And let's assume you have children who are already growing up and understanding things, and you need to get away once in a while. Please, I said this on my live stream a couple of days ago. Take time out together. If the children are still in school and at home, you know, like you can't sneak and have, you know, quality time with one another. Sneak out. Sneak out. How much is hotel room? I mean, it's decent one. Even if it's weekend, once in a month, once in 3 months, once in 6 months, sneak out. These things help. This is refueling your marriage. Refueling. When you are dating, tell me you have not sneaked out to go do it. You find a way. The same way during that dating, the same way you were doing things to make them happy, to spice up that relationship because you want to be married. Please continue doing those things. Thank you, Mom of Triplet. Thank you so much. You are so sweet. Thank you so much. So go out once in a while. If the house is not conducive and you don't find quality time, create time. Weekend once in a month or once in 3 months or once in 6 months won't break a bank. Go somewhere where you have the whole house to yourself, the whole room and the whole bed to yourself. This is for especially those who share almost the same room with their children. Or if the house is too busy, or you know that if you do, they will hear you. They will hear you. Go out once in a while. And then, do not stop dating. This is one aspect. This is one thing that has crumbled a lot of marriages. Though they are still together, but there is nothing more in that marriage. Do not stop dating yourselves. A lot of people, the moment they are married, they stop dating. They don't have dinner. They don't do anything again for themselves. Like this is for your spouse. Anywhere, yes. Do not stop dating yourself. Go out on a date. It's not just to go and eat food. It could just be to have a glass of wine together somewhere in a very friendly and romantic atmosphere with the music, jazz playing at the background. Or to a movie. Go on a movie date. Go on a karaoke date. Go on a live band date. It's not only to go and eat. Dating is not just to go and chop. Mom of triplet. If I catch you, you are a virgin yet you have triplet plus 2 plus 1 and then 3 coming again. Thank you so much. Being a carer with case, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you. It is not just dating is not just to go and chop. It's not just to go and chop. It could just be to go and see the museum, go to cinema, go to a garden, go to a live band, go to anywhere, like some place that you can have quality time together, to talk, to laugh, to tease yourself, to play. Because outdoor environment actually helps to spice up, your relationship with your spouse. Do something other than what you do in the house. Innocent woman, pastor's wife, after service, do you service after the service? Do you sing praise and worship after praise and worship in the church? Go out. Could be at the movie while you're eating popcorn, you're busy teasing each other, or you're busy doing some naughty things, touching each other after all the whole place is dark. It makes you feel young. You feel young. You don't get old. You're young at heart all the time. Don't be too serious. This life not too difficult. Why are you being too serious? Mama triplet, maybe you don't know. Yeah, sleeping over in your living room. Can I shock you guys? I did that If you are in the spirit, this sleeping over in the living room, sometimes leave the bedroom. It could be with your children, or you tuck the children up in their own bedroom. I did that sometime last month. It's like, no, this month, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we took like the whole week sleeping in the sitting room. My husband and I. Why? Because it was so wide. We had to, put, the rug was thick. It was a thick rug. I mean, it's a thick rug. And then we brought a thick blanket. And then we got some thick blanket. We spread it. It's so wide. Like, we were wide with each other in the sitting room. I say if somebody enter, if you know what to do for this sitting room today, anytime this visitor sit down, just look at the space where we were being naughty. Leave the bedroom. We didn't even remember at the time. We don't even like, oh, Ujunwa and Yama, you're still here. At the time, we forgot that we had a bedroom. It was just in the sitting room. Every night I say, sweetheart, I feel like sleeping in the sitting room again. You will say, okay. And I will just get the sitting room ready, push out the center table, put, thick duvet. Make sure it's soft enough. Hey, because it's on the ground, guys, children of God, because it's on the ground is not moving, the ground is not shaking, the ground doesn't make noise. Hey, it's not gonna break. Can you guys try it out? I am telling you, this is tested and trusted. The ground is not shaking. So no matter what you do, your neighbors will not hear quack, 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 quack. It's solid ground. The ground is solid, it's hard, and then because you've made it soft, nothing makes any noise. And we're not afraid of the bed breaking. Sitting room dates. Can we add that to one of the dates? You can actually have your date night in your sitting room while you watch movie. Like, those weeks we watch movie into the night, and then we sleep late, wake up early, and the day goes. But you see, have date night. Come on, guys. Wait now. Have your children talk into their bedroom. Lock their bedroom. Lock it, even if it's for 2 hours. And then come and experiment what I'm talking about here. Experiment it. Just put something soft that, that will not, cause you any inconvenience, while you're doing the do. But try it out and see. So do not stop dating each other. And do not stop gifting one another gifts. Me, where never hug my husband since October or November because you fear to carry belly. I will go and hug son of man. Then gifting. Little gift here and there, once in a while. Get it for you can afford to spend money on other things, but to gift you. When was the last time you bought your wife something simple, a gift? Because don't go for a gentle girl. Go Rex, are you gentle? Gift them something outside dating. Even while you're on a date, you can buy a gift along. And then when you are there, you give them the gift. Let them unwrap it there. See, that smile is priceless. That smile on their face is priceless. Anybody can buy a gift. It's not just your husband buying you a gift. You can buy your husband a gift. You can buy him a gift. Let them unwrap it there. Could just be a simple bracelet. Or a simple necklace, or a simple earring. It could be a tie. It could be a small perfume, even if it's not cheap. It could be aftershave. It could be roll-on. Just something to put a smile on their face. Do not stop. Don't stop dating them. Those things you did that made them say, you see this particular person, not till death do us part. When you were dating, don't stop it. I bet if I ask some women here, when was the last time you received a gift from your husband outside birthday? Valentine is coming. Are you making plans? What are your plans? What are your plans for Valentine? Are you planning on it? Like, see, we have to deliberate about certain things. For marriage to be happy, for your marriage to be happy, it has to be deliberate. Everyone wants a happy home. Everybody wants a very happy home. But wanting it is not enough. You have to be deliberate. Valentine is coming. What deliberate effort are you putting in place to make your spouse happy, to make it special? Even if they say, I beg, I'm not interested in it, you do it. You don't have to make it big. You don't have to make it stupid, but at least the fact that it is special, you had them in mind. When you were dating, Valentine, you go out, you go to dance, you go to movie, you take them. Please, why stop now? Even if it's after 10 years, do not stop. 20 years, do not stop. 30 years, do not stop. Yeah, okay, it's on health matters that then okay, it started passing, so we forgot about it. What did you guys forget about? Mom of triplets. Let me see. Let me see what mom of triplets. I have my own living room. Children have their own room, and then their visitor. Yeah, okay. Now I get where the discussion is coming from. Exchange gift. Okay. Maybe I missed the discussion. Exchange gift from time to time. It may be little. It may be as little as you coming back, and then you have a plate of nkwobi, a plate of ishewu, some wrap of kebab meat, suya. It could be acai, yogurt, just anything. You as a husband, when was the last time you went out, you saw a beautiful hair that is not too expensive, but you know you can afford it, and you know it's going to suit your wife? Did you pick that hair for your wife? You see other women, they put this hair on, you admire it, but even if it's not, I mean, you know it's something you can afford. Have you on your own as a husband go into a place where they sell hair and pick up a hair for your wife? You want her to look good. Every day she's carrying all back, but you want to see her look like, just look like, hey, whoa. You can tell her, you can decide if you know your wife's size. It could be long pants and bra, or no nightgown. Go out. Do not be too ashamed to enter where they sell those things. You eat for your wife, and the people who are there admires you. It's for your wife. You buy these things for your girlfriend. When you're dating, why can't you stop? Why can't you continue buying it now that you're married? Go to where they sell beautiful set of lingeries. Pick up a set or two. Or you see a beautiful hair, a beautiful gown, you can just decide to, like, sweet, I want us to go, I want us to go somewhere special. What's benching? what was reply? I don't know. Ask for that. I don't know. He's asking what's benching. You people don't know what's benching. You buy it and you say, for you, I just want us to go out. Like, I want us to have a date, 2 hours date. If you are worried about your children, have somebody come in there and stay with them. Go on it. They do not stop dating. It is the secret, because the more you date yourself while in marriage, the younger you are at heart, and the happier your spouse becomes, the more closer and intimate you become. If you remove all these things, what is left in marriage now? That is why you see a lot of people say marriage will be achievement. Do you blame them? There is nothing in there for them. It's nothing, it's empty. They don't see anything. It's not exciting, it's not interesting. Apart from the children, nothing more. And if you remove these children from the marriage, it is nothing, empty vessel. Nothing is inside. These are the things that makes marriage meaningful to you and your spouse. These are the things that makes marriage very interesting for you and your partner. Say marriage will be achievement. If I like, I marry. If I like, I don't marry. I mean, it's not even by force. Yes, you can be single and happy, but you can be married and be happier. You can be single and married. No two ways about it. But you can be married and become happier in marriage. You see something different, because you've tested the life of singlehood, and now you're testing the life of marriage. Like I said, every day is not about the news of breakup, divorce, infidelity here and there. No, every day is not about it. Some days we need to fill up the tank. Tell ourselves the things that will help us keep the marriage going. It's a deliberate effort. Do not stop dating. Do not get tired. Do not allow yourself get carried away with other things. Every day you are busy, especially with the content creators. If we have content creators in the house here, let's give ourselves a wiper. Can we wave to ourselves, content creators? I want to talk to us. Can we give a wave, content creators? I want to see your wave. I want to see your wave, content creators. I want to know how many content creators we have in here. Give me a wave of hand. Give me a wave of hand, content creators. Good. A visit from the Yoruba guy called Bola to the Indian guy called Benshi. Mom of triplets. Oh, good night, Queen. Thank you so much. Content creators, please, as you are creating content, create time for your spouses. Create time for your spouses. Find time. Don't let it say this social media. They are see, social media will drown us. We will drown inside social media. Social media can take away everything from you. You would think you have something going. What you have is just money, 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 and nothing more. Create time for family. Create time for your spouse. Both the male content creators and the female content creators. Let us deliberately, even if you are going to miss that dollar, that particular day, please miss that dollar. Once in a while, miss that dollars. But you're gaining more. You are gaining something. Every time it's not about, every time we stay on social media from morning till night, Monday to Sunday, we don't create time at all. Something is happening to our marriage. You may not see until there is so much space under, until so much water have passed under the bridge. Whoa, Mommy Coach Mary Ma, thank you so much. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Thank you. Create time for your spouse, for your family, for your children. When was the last time you had quality time? You go out. You go out and just have fun with your children. Have fun with your husband. Go to the playground. Go to amusement park. Every day we want to be here. We want to cash out. We want to scrape out every kobo, every cent that come into social media. We want to scrap the bottom of the pot every blessed day. It's not easy. We can get drowned into this if care is not taken. We'll lose ourselves and lose every valuable thing. And the only thing we have is nothing but dollars. Money is good. Money is like an icing that just decorates the cake and make it sweeter. But without the icing, you can still eat the cake. The cake is still healthy and sweet. But too much of icing is dangerous for the body, for the health. When we have too much of that icing on the cake, it's unhealthy. Create time. I know why I'm saying this. Deliberately, I have told myself, I must create time for my husband. Some people may say, you carry your husband for head. You don't understand. This man makes me happy. So I must create time for him. I must create time for him. Because if he's happy, I am happy. I can have the dollar. The dollar cannot make me happy. The dollar can only help me enjoy that, like make me enjoy more. It can only give me, like when I go out now, when we go out, of course, we're not going to use paper. It's the dollar. But with the dollar, I know I can buy one or two things with the dollar. I can buy one or two things. But even without that too, I'm not saying don't look for money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't pursue money. But the way we are going, if care is not taken, they're creating different platforms. Using these platforms. Yeah, you can still eat the cake. Absolutely, Mommy. They are using these platforms to entice us. They are monetizing all the platforms. TikTok is there. The rush on TikTok, the craze on TikTok is something that I can never understand. I have a TikTok account, but I can't remember the last time I opened the app. I can't remember. It's been like months, maybe 6 months since I opened it. I don't have anything, nothing. Do you know why? I love money, but these things are consuming. Once you start, you can't stop. It's addictive. It is like sugar. It's addictive. The more you go into it, the more it draws you, the more addicted you are to it. You want to be on TikTok, you want to grow your TikTok channel, your account. You go on Instagram, you want to grow it. You go on Facebook, you want to grow it. You come on YouTube, you want to grow it. Your hands are everywhere. You are all over the places. You get drowned and you lose focus of your marriage. You lose focus. Create quality time. Create time for your children. You see, these children, they grow up so fast. These children grow so fast. You don't know. You might just look at, like, you see, it's only pregnancy. Once a woman is pregnant, you think, oh, the pregnancy is forever. The moment you pop out that child, trust me, they grow so fast. You're going to miss out a lot in their life if you're not careful. You miss out a lot because you want to gather all the dollar. Trust me. You see, money, we can never get enough of money. Yeah, you two very dangerous, but let's plan your time, not me. Oh, my body will call my husband. Yeah, will call my husband. My mind will think of his goodness. Hallelujah. You see? Great quality time. It matters. It's very important. It's very important. These are the reasons why couples grow apart and they don't understand why they are growing apart. You say your husband is not romantic. How can he be romantic when you are hardly available? You say your wife is not the happening one. How can she be the happening woman when you are all over the place? You don't create time for her. From work, you go see some friends. From friends, you go drink, you go hang out with the boys. What about your wife? What about that woman? She's not the happening that. Have you taken her out? Do you take her out? Do you club with her? Can I ask the men here? Have you gone to the club with your wife? Have you taken your wife to a party? Let her just have fun like a woman. What if your marriage has issues and you don't know how to start to be romantic anymore? Okay, Queen, I'm coming to that. When was the last time you took your wife to a party where all that sexy, beautiful, gorgeous women are, and then you make her the queen of the hall? Every other person is looking, is staring. Make sure she's beautiful. Just invite her. Go over to that party with her. And then you make her the center of your world there. Give her all the attention. Dance with her. Smoosh her. She's your wife. Treat her like, oh, as if you guys are dating. That's why I say don't stop dating. So you don't stop dating. Go to party. Go to, if they invite you as a man to a gathering, to a party, you go alone. How can she be happening? You don't create time for her. You don't take her out. She can't be the happening babe. And you, the woman, is just your children, your children, your children, your children, your children. Trust me, when they grow up and leave the house, it's just you alone. You start all over as a single woman, but you're married. You become a single married woman. Now back to Tanya, my queen. She said, what if your marriage has issues and you don't know how to start to be romantic anymore? Like I said, one step at a time. Take the first baby step. The first baby step is communication. You communicate it with your spouse. Like have a sit down. It could be on a date. You can plan the dates. You can tell him you want to hang out with him. Okay? Go to somewhere very quiet, serene, and peaceful. If possible, just like take it out of the house. Take the discussion out of the house. You can plan it as a woman, for instance, because it's not just the men. We have a lot to do as women. And sometimes, let me tell you guys the truth, for marriage to work, sometimes you see women, it's in our hand. It lies in our hand. Can you ask him out on a date? Can you ask him out on a date? And when you go out, not to a noisy place, it could be for a drink. Have your wine or any drink, not something too hard, okay? Not something too strong, but where you can listen to music. If you can, I am saying this, if you can, is one big step. Go out, sit down, and then talk about it. Ask him, how can we make this marriage better than it is now? How do we make it more romantic? I notice the wide gap between us, and I know you notice as well. But I want us to make it work. I want to make it work. I want us to be more intimate, to be more romantic, to be more affectionate. And you are saying it appealing to his conscience, not quarreling or fighting or raising tone. You want him to see reasons why you want to bring back the romance. You remind him of the beautiful days when you two started, or when you first got married, or when you were dating. Remind him of those. You can start the conversation, bringing the beautiful memories that you guys had while looking at him. I remember, like, this reminded me of our first date, or the second time we met. Do you remember that time we did this? Do you remember that time we did that? Bring back good memories. And when you bring back those good memories, you now put it to him. Like, you wish you guys can go back to this. Like, it was so beautiful back then. You wish you can go back to this discussion, you know, being romantic, being sweet to each other, you know. Make small steps. Yeah, okay. Oh dear, wow, Bethany. Whoa, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, D. Oh my God. Oh dear. Okay, oh dear. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you for this super time. Guys, can you please help me thank her? Thank you so much. God bless you, Queen. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So you tell him that you wish for you to go back to this, that it was really fun and you guys were happier, and you don't want to give up on, you know, on this marriage. You don't want to give up on you two. You know, if we can, like I said, pride and ego is something that has held us back from doing the needful. So if you can, be the one to initiate it, take him out on a date and talk. And then when you talk, you know, you bring back the beautiful memories of the past. You know, how you two were. And you laugh. While you're talking, you two are laughing. You know, you are laughing, you're bringing back good memory. You're telling yourself the naughty things you did back then. The essence is to take him away from the house, like to bring him out, to open up, to free, let him free himself. And then as you're talking, you're laughing, you're teasing yourself, and then you bring in that conversation. And then you say, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And then you say, do you remember this day? Do you remember last Valentine? Oh my God. You can, oh, Valentine is even on the way. It's a perfect opportunity. And you say, do you remember sometime this last year? Do you remember 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Do you remember, you know, bring back good memories. Oh my God. And you laugh. You're tipsy already while you're laughing, you know, not high, but, you know, tipsy. The essence is just to give you that conducive environment to have a meaningful conversation. And then you ask him, what can I do? What can I do to make it better? Is there anything you think I am not doing? Put it first to you. When you put it first to you, it makes it easier. But when you push it to him, the same thing goes for the man. If you want to bring back the romance in your marriage, this is not just for women, but for the men as well. Is there anything I can do to bring back the spark? Is there anything you want me to do to just bring back the old good times for us? You know, you are putting it that, oh, as if that is you, as if the whole thing is on you. But you want him to open up, or you want her to open up. That way, the person will tell you, okay, nothing more, but we can say, can we take baby step? Can we take baby step? Can we take baby step? Hmm? Yeah. Yeah. I am back. Okay, Mommy Fechi is back. Yeah. Okay, let me drop the link. Tyra Murphy, thank you so much. Guys, please do not forget to hit the like button, okay? Do not forget to hit the like. Thank you so much, everyone. Ujuma and Yoma, thank you so much. I can see you all here, okay? So you can, you know, when you ask and they tell you, the link is here, Mommy, and then they tell you, you now start. It starts with kissing. That is why I say people grow apart when they stop doing certain things. When they stop being intimate, when they stop being affectionate, that is when they start growing apart. The romance dies, the fire just goes down. So start with that. Create time, have dates, and then ensure that you kiss, ensure that you talk, ensure that you are affectionate, ensure that you express yourself all the time. That way you will not have any need to grow apart, because what you stop doing is going to affect the marriage. Something will be missing, and that thing may be the beginning of the breakup in the marriage. Welcome, Mommy Fechi. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, Mommy.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Hello, everyone there. Yes, I jumped up before and then came down, and I said I'll come back because there's something that is related to what we are talking tonight that I'm actually dealing with, because the mother to somebody called me and said that if I can help and advise her daughter or speak to her because of just something like what we are talking about now. What I've noticed, what I've noticed from some of the younger generation that I talk with, is the fact that they don't get it. They don't fully get it. They think that marriage is well, we are married. We've had we have children. That's about it. So we are married, and there's nothing else to do. This particular issue is an eye opener for every young mother. If you are one of those mothers that bring your children into your own bed, then your husband now goes to a different room or in the sofa to sleep. This is the situation, the case I'm handling at the moment. And I said to her, I said to her, I'm struggling to understand this. I said, look at my age and your age. You are a younger person, this generation. Even people my own age, I will be so surprised to hear that. But for you, I say, why is that? Because my children, they can't sleep on their own. They're always crying. And even if you keep them in their room, they'll just come into the room and back into the room without asking. I say, because, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Listen, these children, they are very clever. As soon as you bring them out of your tummy, they are very clever. And they watch you. They can manipulate you. They can actually wrap you around their little finger if you don't take if you don't take time. So I said to her, and then to the extent that the husband has to go and be telling the pastor about it in the church. I'm like, oh, come on. I said, this should not be happening. This is something that he should have started from the beginning to tell you that this is a no. You don't do this. The children need to have their own room. They have to be, if they cry today, cry tomorrow, they'll get used to it. But to keep bringing them in, and then he said that the best thing he could do was just to leave her with the children in their room, and he went to a spare room to be sleeping. And they have 3 children. So I said, so how did you have these 3 children? Yeah, that he sleeps in a different room does not mean that we don't come together. When he needs me, he comes. And I said, how about the children who maybe, the older child is about 6. I'm not talking about 2 and 1 year old. It's about 6. So how about that 6-year-old or the 4-year-old or the baby who is 2? How about them opening their eyes and wondering what's going on? What do you think you're teaching them? What kind of setup is that?
Very dangerous.
So, this is what I'm dealing with actually today. So incidentally, just that this live stream is talking about it. So I thought I'll use the opportunity to say this, because some people may still be doing it, thinking that, oh yeah, they're too young. I don't want the problem. I just want to sleep. If they're sleeping beside me, I'll sleep soundly, and I don't want them blah blah blah. You are destroying your marriage. I did not
they can't sleep without their hand in my breast. Like my baby can't sleep. She likes putting her hand in my breast. That's the only way. Just excuses.
This is nonsense. No, that should not be happening. So I said to her, from tonight, I'm telling you now, I'm advising you, take those children to their own rooms and start having that you sleep, that your marriage is not all about you have to have that sexual intimacy every time, but that cuddling, that being together, that closeness, it brings you together. That's what this kind of situation will be one of those where my friend who's 41 or 42 years old, their marriage ended Because when you start bringing up children like this, they get so attached with you. You get so attached with them, and then your husband becomes number 3 or 4 or 5 in the relationship. And then when the children leaves the home, then there's a vacuum, and that's when there's problem. You are like strangers to each other. You are like strangers to each other. You don't even know each other anymore, apart from having that intimacy when you think that, oh, that this child is about 1 year now, maybe we need to have another one, and then that happens, and then when he needs, he will come in between you and the children. And then I said, what kind of nonsense is that? Honestly, I was baffled. I didn't know that this can be happening in this day and age. But because of this particular one, I thought, there must be others like that, similar situations all over.
Yeah, right.
And I'm actually going to do a video, something like this, because
very
now,
important moment.
Yes,
very important to do a video
a joke. This can destroy marriages. This can take couples apart, wide apart from each other. And by the time those children are gone, and you are like me now and my husband on our own, we're going to be strangers. But now, even at our age, that closeness, that it doesn't mean we're no more like we used to be. But what you are saying, Spicy, what you said about thinking about the old times, and we talk about that a lot. Sometimes we'll just lie there, just cuddling each other, not doing anything, because it's not every time we are getting on in life now. So we're not as active
talking, cuddling,
we're not
sleeping
as active
together,
as
talking before you go to sleep.
Yes, we actually sometimes talk about.
It's a very strong bond.
Yes, we laugh and say, "Oh, remember those so and so day when we went to so and so when we initially got married? Remember this?" And we'll just laugh. Remember our first time, after our wedding, and our first time, and how we are both like novice, and this, we will laugh. And he will say, yeah, and he will say to me, yeah, then that time you are so shy, you can't even look me in the face. But look at you now. Before I say one thing, you say 100.
But when he said that now, you even still blush. You still blush like Abumaka, leave me alone.
Exactly. So we do these things, and I tell you, it just gives us so much. We laugh a lot when we talk about that. So if I was sleeping with my children when they were growing up, and where will I even have this kind of talk for us to be talking about and chatting? All he will remember is maybe he will just sigh, well, after when the children were growing up, I didn't see you. You are always with them. So what kind of discussion would that be? That's nothing to laugh about. So please, this discussion is very, very important. I want this to get to as many people as possible, but we need to do it as well, because some people may not obviously go and watch a whole live stream, but I need to do this as a sit-down video, because it's destroying marriages, and people don't get it. They don't understand. And the man. People, this particular man who went to the pastor is that type that he did say that he does not believe in leaving his wife or going out to look for other ladies, but that the wife is actually starving her and trying to push her, but that he will never do that because he's not that kind of person. Oh, lucky her. She's lucky that her husband is saying this. So this is the time for her to actually take action and do right about turn. I told her, I said, you are very lucky. Count your blessings.
There are women who are very lucky. They are the ones pushing their husband. There are some men, they don't even need any reason to go out. So for such men, the very first day you started, they just leave. And they just go and look for a side chick somewhere. While we are here crying side chick. But we can change the narrative.
Yes, please.
We can do better.
Really, anybody that is doing this, I can see Tanya. I can see Tanya. I say that I'm talking to her. No, it's not just only you, Tanya.
I want you, mommy, when you finish talking now, I want you to still address a particular issue she pointed out, like when couples have grown apart and there is no longer romance or intimacy between them, how can you begin to bring it back, bring back that romance in marriage when they've grown apart? Yeah.
Okay. Yes, so Tanya said that she's guilty of this. Yes, I think not just you, Tanya, a lot of people are, and they don't even think that it's going to be a big issue, because to them, that child sleeping with them or that children sleeping with them means that they sleep all night and they give me peace, and that's okay. But long-term implication is what they're not seeing now. And by the time they know it, it becomes too late. There's a lot of issues like this, and it causing huge problems. And if you have that kind of husband that will even to talk to you, they won't even bother. They're like, okay, you're not married to your children, that's fine. They will go, and then they will see them staggering back at midnight, and maybe you're already asleep with your babies, because that's who you know. You don't even know, because he sleeps in the other room. You don't even know whether he's back and in the other room or not. What kind of marriage is that one? So please, we can all do better. So those of you who have young children, please, and we need to change.
That's something I love about Tanya. That this woman here, I love her so much because she admits her weakness and her fault and whatever mistake she has made, and she's willing, to learn, to change, and to make it work. There are people who don't care. This I don't care is something that is consuming a lot of young ladies today. They know their fault. They know that there are nobody's perfect. They know that there is one area that they need to work on, but they don't want to because of
pride. They don't want to. They tell you that.
I love this woman so much because of this. She's somebody that is willing to make it work, and she's working on herself. She admits that yes, she knows that in some areas she caused this, and she's ready to make it work. That's one thing. That's why I said I need you to help me address it, because I want to see this woman so happy. Goodness, I'll be so happy if I'll be the spicy queen. The day she's gonna say, "Bam! I am my husband." So, mommy, go ahead.
Yes. So, as AA was saying, that she thinks most people do it. To be quite honest with you now, hand on heart, I can't remember ever doing that with my sons. Because you see, when it comes to marriage, my husband was very prepared for marriage more than I did, but I learned a lot from him. He was so prepared for marriage. He believes in marriage more than anything in this world. And because of that, whether that we have children actually is added blessing to him. If he says it truthfully, that if we had got married and God did not bless us with children, that it would not change his life. That the worst will be he will go and adopt. He will go and adopt children if we still wish to. That he's getting married. That's why when somebody delivers a baby now, my husband will not. He will say, "Oh," he will tell me that, "Oh, so and so baby wife delivered." And I say, "Oh, God, wonderful. What did they have?" He said, "I don't know. I didn't ask. Does it matter?" Does it matter? All I know is that they delivered baby and the baby is fine. So he believes so much in marriage. Yeah, he believes so much in marriage, and children are just add on. And that's what I think has made a relationship very, very strong, because first of all, it's two of us before those children. I know when they were younger, of course, that mother thing, because you breastfeed them, they're always with you. When they're growing up, when they're toddlers, you're all the one around most of the time. But I still make conscious effort, because why? I know that what my husband actually wants. I know that he's not one of those men that when you get married 1 month, 2 months, and the man will start getting worried that the wife is not pregnant yet. I know what he wants. I know that he wants marriage more than children, and that we love our children and still love them. They're adults now. We love them to bits. But his first and most, and he always tells them as they are growing up, he said that all of you, I love you all, and you all know that I've done everything I can for you. But the only two people who are permanent in this house are myself and your mom. And our sons will look at him like, some of them will go like, "What do you mean, Dad?" He will say exactly what I just said. Now that they are adults, when they come back, you say, "Yeah, we see what you mean, Dad. You see, now we are back and we're spending a few days, and we are not saying, 'Bye, Mom, bye, Dad.'" We are go. I said, "Yes, exactly. That's what I meant when I was telling you people that time." So it's better, it's good to let the children know that they are, they are our responsibility to bring them up, love them, do everything, but they must know that they are not replacing each other. They're not replacing my wife, and they're not replacing my husband. So it's very important.
Marriage is between two people first, before children. Children are added blessings to marriage.
Added blessing. There's no way he said that. Yet I see that the Bible says, "Oh, bless are those whose house are full of quiver." Yes, but to start with, Marriage is for husband and wife. If you're blessed with children, wonderful, praise God. But people should not put children first all the time. This is causing a lot of problems. This is breaking so many marriages, honestly, because people are not getting it. They're not getting the full meaning and the main reason why they are married. Once we get it, why we are married, and that the children are added blessing, we will be able to relate better with our spouses. Now, going to the question that you say was raised before I came, which was when people are
grown
drifting
apart.
apart, how do you bring it back? Okay. The first question I would need to ask here is, when you say people drifting apart, what was the marriage like initially when they started? Were they really close, and then suddenly they notice that they're drifting apart? Because it depends on this. Answer to this question will depend on how and where to look at the reason why this was happening. If it's the fact that, yes, we are head over heels in love with each other, we are doing everything together, we can't have enough of each other, but suddenly I really can't stand you anymore. I just get irritated with you around me. There must be something must have changed. Go back, really go back and check. When did this start? Did it start immediately after our marriage? Did it start a year after, 2 years after, 5 years after? When the children start coming, or when I started giving more attention to the children? Or if you can just go back a little bit, you'll be able to identify when it started, how it started. Because if you don't identify that, there's no even any way of trying to bring it back or to sort it out. If you don't identify when it started and how, because you will know. But if it's something that started from beginning, for example, that person I told you that the marriage ended after 41, 42 years, she told me that she would have left that marriage after 5 years. You see? So that meant that the last 35 years or 36 years, she's just been there using the children to make up. If you can open your mouth to say that the marriage would have ended after 5 years, so why did you stay? Why did you stay until after 41 years to decide to
Wasted 37
wasted
years
your
of
life?
her life.
Wasted your life.
37 wasted years.
Yeah.
No.
It just doesn't make sense.
That was an unhappy life.
Honestly. So that's where to start with. Look back.
So, mommy, now after looking back, what if the person finds out, that he or she missed it at a certain time? How would she or how would he go about fixing the problem?
Yes, the first thing is admit that yes, there's a problem here. Admit that you have not got it right. Because where it gets so messy is where everybody is claiming to be right, or blame culture. If you did not do this, I would not have done that. Once that starts in a marriage, you've lost it. No blame culture. Take responsibility. If your spouse tells you that this is what I've noticed, this is when it started, this is it, own up and say, oh really, I'm really sorry, I didn't even realize. Oh, thank you so much for pointing this out to me. And then sit down. It's a sit down talk. It's not a shouting match where you just tell the person, what do you mean? There's a way you tell the person will even do worse. The person will now say, so what's the point? But if you sit down and talk gently, honestly, gentle talks helps a lot. When we are angry, and especially us ladies, we can just lose it and raise our voices, and it does not help because the other person will now become defensive. So once you notice, tell the person in a nice way and say, this is what I noticed, and this. It may even be that you yourself, who is complaining, is a contributory factor. There's something you actually maybe have been doing, which will now come out if you tell your spouse, this is what you think is happening, this is how we are drifting apart. The person will now say, oh, good that you mentioned this, because this is what I've actually noticed about you. Don't take offense. It's actually supposed to be a very honest discussion. If you're not honest to each other, who will? If you don't accept each other's correction in the house as husband and wife, you go out there and embarrass yourself like one lady who each time she comes near people will know that she's around because of her body odor. but she comes out of the house with a man. Maybe the man has been telling her, or he's afraid to tell her because she will give him a mouthful. You see, so when you understand each other and know each other, you are able to know how to communicate it. You can just use example style by buying her perfumes and maybe buying some deodorants and say that, oh, I saw this. You won't even try to tell her openly, but the way you'll be buying things for her and just telling her, oh, I was watching TV the other day, and so they said that if you use this, oh, it really helps with body odor. I'll start using it myself.
Yes.
Make it
Nice.
like a thing. Make it like a thing that two of you are doing. That person will not take offense, because some of us women, this particular woman I'm talking about, she's one of those mad ones that the husband will not even dare say anything. But there's a way you can communicate it. Yes, and then make it something joint that you're both of you are doing it. So that way she may not fully get it. But the worst thing will be for any woman or any man to go out there. Each time he comes, people will look around and know, oh yeah, he's here or she's here. We can smell that horrible odor. And it's terrible because, and two of you left the home at the same time, but you're so worried to tell each other the truth.
And the man cannot tell the wife, like,
no.
perfume, or did you shave? You know, like you said, some women don't like taking.
No.
You can't really, not just women, even men. They can't take for, like, when you correct them, they can't take it. Maybe the armpit, the person doesn't shave and put on deodorant. The you understand? Or when you go to the bathroom, don't scrub it very well. You know, all these things are important. How you communicate it matters. How you communicate it matters. So if you want the person to at least know that there is a problem, you have to say it in a nice manner. Not in a disrespectful way that will put the person down. Because then when you're somebody will say, "Now why am look at how you are smelling like
no."
That's an insult. And the way you say, and the woman will not accept. If you talk to me that way, I won't accept it. I will fight back, which is human nature.
Yeah.
So that's why it's very important how we say it matters.
Yes. A lot. It matters a lot, because there might be something that the other person is noticing about you that they are not happy about, but it's not. That is not the time. That is not the time for you to say, you think I'm smelling? How about you that do that? That becomes nonsense. That's no more relationship, because why do you have to wait for me to tell you about something before you can now tell me? After all, that becomes it's no more a loving relationship. So when Cornelius is saying that it's unfortunately that we don't accept limitations and errors, no matter how it was said. Well, I beg to differ there, because I think the way it's said, it depends on people, though. Remember, we are not all the same. We are all so different.
It's not everyone. There are people that
everyone.
Some people,
some people will understand. Yeah, some people will accept, and some people will not. So I think it's not everyone. We can't generalize.
Yeah.
But if we're not talking about husband and wife, remember. So two of you are there, and two of you obviously go to bed, do things together. If there's anything like that, I don't see why I will not be very open to my husband, and vice versa. For example, if my husband, in fact, each time he wants to dress up, he'll just say to me, "Oh, we are going out tomorrow." What am I going to wear? Because he knows that if he goes there to bring something, I'll just tell him to remove it because it didn't match. So he will not say
Trust
to me,
mommy. Let me expose Cornelius here. Cornelius, let me expose you. Don't worry, when you come back home, I will make it up to you. Let me expose you soon. I make sure I am his mirror.
Yes.
I like picking what he wears. You get, because sometimes these men, some of them don't care much. It's not really their worries what they put on, whether they match it well or whether they don't match. They don't know about some, not all. Some this color mixing, knowing what to pair with what the belt to pair with shoes. So I will make sure every blessed day since we got married, I will make sure I pick what the wardrobe is there, his clothes are there, but as he's in the bathroom, I'll bring out his clothes and arrange everything on the bed for him. Wow, he doesn't complain. So long as I know the occasion.
He is spoiled. Well done.
He's spoiled. He's so spoiled. So the once he's taking his bath, I'm up. I'll bring out his boxer, singlet, perfume. I will make sure I bring out everything. So he doesn't complain. He just know that. Or sometimes he will just say, "Sweetheart, what do you want me to wear?" I say, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I forgot to." He does. He's so spoiled that he will ask me, "Sweetheart, if I'm maybe in the kitchen cooking, he'll say, 'Sweetheart, what do you want me? What clothes do you want me to wear?' I say, 'Sweetheart, okay, pick this one, and pick this one.' It's okay." He's that spoiled, and I love let him just get spoiled. So long as I'm still his wife, I will do that wholeheartedly for him. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
There are some clothes I lost. I'm banned from wearing till today.
Yes. I make sure he stop wearing those clothes. He loves them, but I don't like them. So I was
yeah, that's how it should be, though. You know, yesterday we were talking about, this, we use live stream. We're talking about, clothing, and if your husband or if your spouse say that what you were putting on, it can be the other way around. It can be for the man, it can be for the woman. So you don't have to. If they're not happy with how you dress, then just change, and do something, provided they're not being ridiculous. They don't want you to be wearing turtleneck all the time and doing that all the time. But if they're really not happy with your dress, I don't see why both of you cannot work at it, just for you to go out there and he will be comfortable. He will be comfortable. To have a balance, to have a balance is very, very important. So I think, constructive criticism, Tanya, you're very right. Criticize somebody, but in a constructive way, not in a bashing way or in disrespectful way. Oh, look at you, or this, or this. No. That's a way you say something, and it's still the same thing you're saying, but the way you've said it is so different that person will get it and accept it. And there's another way you say it, and that person will become reactive. Instead of responding to what you say, they will just react back and just can even shut the door off your face and move because you are being ridiculous. So it's just very simple things really that we can do to spice up our marriages, no matter how many years you've been married, that closeness, that being together. I don't like watching football, but sometimes, I just have to sit there and then the next thing you see me shouting, my husband will look at me thinking, "Oh, that's good." Because I just start getting a bit interested just to be so that he's not there on his own. When our youngest son is around, I leave two of them to eat because he's not on his own. He's with him. I'm not a new of this football thing, but sometimes I do it and sit down beside him just to give him that support. There are things we don't like doing.
In football, you want somebody to you want to discuss, you want to analyze, you want to talk to someone, and football is boring when you're watching it alone. So while he's seated there, like anytime Cornelius, my husband, is watching football, I just stay. I don't really have a team I'm supporting, but sometimes I just get him a drink and something to be biting on while I sit there and we are watching, even though I don't enjoy the football, but just that he enjoys it, he's enjoying the whole thing. Like, it's better for him to sit down at home than for him to go to a viewing center.
Of course, exactly. From there, something else might happen. Yes. No, so that's all we need, honestly. We don't need a lot of I'm now talking as somebody who's been married for this number of years. We don't need too much hard work to actually make it work and to actually be happy. All we need is full understanding of each other and making some tweaks right here and there, and accepting the fact that we are not all both going to be the same, that we have our individual differences and we just have to accommodate each other. And we are good to go.
Thank you so much, Mommy, with your experience. I mean, nobody can say marriage is a hard work. I hear people say it's too hard. Marriage is too difficult. It is not difficult. It is because we are not ready to compromise some things. We're not ready to adapt some things. We're not ready for changes. So long as it's marriage, there must be changes. You must adjust for the other person to sit well. You can't just sit down and say the way you have been while you're dating is the way you're going to remain now that you're married. You must be ready to make certain sacrifice. And then if you continue doing these things, it becomes a part of you and makes it easier. Or if you're not doing it, you wake up overnight and want to do it, it becomes difficult. Like it's as if somebody is trying to control you. You get
yes,
as if
exactly.
somebody's trying to control your life. But if it's something that you have been doing willingly, easily, gradually, with time it becomes a part of you. Like this kissing of a thing I'm talking about. If you stay away from kissing your partner for 1 month, you get tired of kissing him. You don't even want to. If you stay away from intimacy as a young couple or even as an old couple, if you stay away, it becomes difficult to bounce back.
Yes.
But when you are into it all the time, it's a habit. It's just a habit as eating. Do you get tired of eating? No. Do we get tired of taking our bath? No. But is it not? There are people who stay without taking their bath. There are people who you have to force. You get so if you stay away from these things, it becomes a habit that you cannot break. So why don't you just take it one day at a time? These little things, it bonds couple together. The reason why marriages are crashing these days is because people have the 1 year marriages. You see, people are growing up. But somebody got married. The marriage didn't last 3 months. Just recently now, 3 months. They're already filing for divorce. And I'm looking, wait, you got married just 3 months ago and you're talking about it's crazy. So it's something we have to continuously learn, and then we shouldn't be above correction. Nobody is above correction.
No.
If you know, yes, what this person is pointing out makes sense, please agree, own up. Let's drop pride and ego. Is one thing that is making it difficult for people to change and accept correction. If you're willing to change, you're willing to accept correction, trust me, that marriage you will enjoy it. And any man who is happy will want to see the wife happy. Any woman who is happy will want to see the husband happy. If you're not happy, the home is tense. Even it affects your children. Especially women. Once a woman is not happy, everybody in the house suffers.
Honestly, when I'm not happy, everybody's like, what's wrong, mom? What's wrong, mom? Why is your face like that? So I try to not to be unhappy in this house, because even when the other ones are here, everybody is looking at my face. Once I'm not happy, everybody is wondering what's wrong.
You are the life wire. If we see it that way, you are the life wire. The life wire. You're like the bulb. If NEPA take light now, we say, hey, NEPA don't take light. There's no power. That is how it is. You shine and you brighten, and you know this thing is energy. If a woman is unhappy, she spreads the energy, and everybody catches it. The same thing with a man. Once he's coming in, everyone is panicking. Your heart is beating. He's coming back. I hope you will not shout. I hope nobody offended me. It's an energy. If you enter that place, everybody will feel the energy.
That's right.
That's what we try our best to work on it.
Being a carer with cares, welcome. It's a continual work in progress. No matter the number of years you've been married, you are all working in progress, because it can break. I've heard of 55-year-old marriages breaking down. So we are just working in progress, and we learn new things every day, and we just have to make conscious effort and be very ready to commit. Commitment. There are things you just look. In fact, there are things that, for example, my husband will just do. When I look at him, I won't know when I start laughing, because I just look at his face. Sometimes I'm thinking, I can't even be angry with you. So that's a stage you get to, and you become, the other person become just like you. You just see that person as yourself, and even when they do something, because you know that thing they did, maybe they didn't mean to do it, or something that is, you can just overlook. And then you just look at the person.
Somebody is guilty here. Somebody is guilty here. Sometimes I feel like just spanking him. Like, I just hold like, and then I'll just look at him, just like, hi God, you. I'm gonna
exactly. It gets to that, honestly, when you just look at that person, you think, you know what? You just burst out laughing instead of being angry. And that's what it's all about. I just wish that people will get it. Honestly, I know that there are some people who are so difficult. We are not all the same. But no matter what, it still takes two. It still takes two to tango. The other person, some people will say, well, I do all the hard work. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. He or she is not even trying. Each time I try to do this and she's not doing that. Some people say that. And sometimes it's like you don't even live in the house with them. So you can't say that what they're saying is right or wrong, because that's what they're saying that it is. And I kept asking them, how about sitting your spouse down and talk? Hey, sit who down? He will tell me, who are you sitting down? Who are you sitting
I
down
can't
to
talk
talk?
to
Me,
him.
me and you. Me and you. Who is the in charge in this house? You want me to sit down and talk to you? So your wife becomes you? So that one, I don't even know how to handle it. Yeah, but some women say that when they want to sit their husband down to say, please, can we sit down and talk about this? He said, me, sit down with you. And the man will just laugh and bang the door and go.
Some can't even talk. Like I have
What is
spoken
all
with
that?
someone that told me that she can't even talk to him. I'm like, wait, I don't understand it. How can't you talk to him? Because it's
I
strange
don't
to me.
understand though.
Like how is it possible that I can't talk to my husband? Like we're having issues, I can't talk. She says she can't. She can't. I'm like, how? I don't understand. You are his
I
wife.
don't understand
He said I can't though.
Yeah. Some men
Anita,
are like,
welcome. Thank you so much.
I think it's that ego, and I think I don't know if
it's difficult to understand. It is
honestly,
difficult.
I find it difficult to understand that I say to my husband, please sit down, please sit down. There's something I really want us to talk about. In fact, before I finish, he will sit down and he'll be listening to know what is it, to know if there's anything that we need to change or anything that we need to do together. Before I even finish, he will sit down for us to talk. So that's why some of the things, sometimes I find it difficult to advise people because some of these things I have never had the experience of that you can't tell your husband, or even vice versa. Some wives will say, you useless man. You have gone out there and come back and you want me to sit down and talk with you. Talk to me about. So it can be the other way around as well. Yes. I struggle to understand it, why that would be the case. But yeah.
Yeah, that's the relationship between Oga and maid, not husband and wife. Absolutely.
Yes.
It's just like, maid telling, it's the relationship, and that is why mommy will keep saying early is better. Start early. Imbibe certain things early enough. If from the beginning of the marriage you don't even communicate, you don't talk, 5 years down the line, it's going to be very, very hard to communicate.
It will be worse. Yeah.
It's going to be difficult to talk. If you're
That's
not used to settling issues early enough, you have misunderstanding, you let it linger for days, for weeks, and then suddenly you want to talk. It already, something is formed in there. Something is formed. So early enough, if you must learn, this is one major thing that we must learn to do. Sort out issues early enough.
Yes.
Trash issues early enough. Sweeping things under the rug, under the cushion doesn't help.
Very important.
The day you bring those things out, it's going to be a mess. You see that the marriage is a mess. But okay, AA says sometimes frustration gets some people and they blame each other.
See that blame culture, blaming each other, it destroys marriage a lot, because when you're blaming each other, that means that nobody is taking responsibility for what is going on. So how can it be sorted? Somebody will tell you something that, well, I did that because you did this. You're not blaming each other. There's no way, there'll be cordial relationship. If you cannot take on, somebody is saying that you did something, instead of looking at it, critically, you are now blaming the person back. Then there's katakata. There's no way things can be sorted in that kind of relationship, and that's where people. In fact, some people would prefer their husband to be out of the house, stay as long as he wants. Yes, let him just be there. People, let me rest. Hey, wow. And some of them
are
will even
happy when he's out. Or even the wives, even the husbands are happy if the wife will even travel, go anywhere.
Vice versa. Do you know, I have a situation, somebody I know very, very well, and this happened in America, where this lady and her husband, they've got 3 children. But the husband sleeps in the other room. She sleeps in the other room. The children sleep in their own room. They don't. She doesn't sleep with their children, but they just chose to have their own room because they are not. Their marriage is somehow. Anyway, so that night he just went out as normally goes with his friends. He said, "Oh, that's what he does. He comes back anytime he likes and goes into his own room." So that fateful morning, she already got ready in the morning to go to her teaching job, and got her children ready without even knowing that her husband wasn't in the room. As she was about to get out of the house, police came to the door and showed her picture and asked her whether this is her husband. She said yes. She said, "Can you sit down?" She went back into the living room and sat down. And the children were all, oh, she has taken the children to school and now about to leave for work. "Can we sit down, ma'am?" She sat down and said, "Unfortunately," hey, as soon as they say unfortunately, she started crying. I said, "Crying? You have tears to cry. What are you crying for?" So that man actually was killed the night before. And how did he pass it? Each time I remember this story, I cry because I know this person very, very well. Each time I remember this story, I cry. I just want to tell this story tonight so that to show us how people can drift apart and what it can cause. So she was about to go to work, not knowing whether the husband was back or not. How about breakfast? How about, oh, sweetheart? How about that kiss in the morning? Kiss the person and say, "Oh, goodbye, sweetheart," or whatever you call each other. Kiss the person and before you go. Because we always make sure we do that. Even in this our age now, wherever we are, my husband, before he leaves the house, we make sure we always do that and tell each other we love you. Because you don't know what will happen out there. Before there will be any issue, Anyway, so they sat her down and told her, and she's like, "What? What happened?" Do you know the sad thing that happened was he finished with his so-called friends, this man. On his way back, his car broke down. Not very far from their house, his car broke down. Instead of calling his own wife, who is not far away, and who has her own car that would have come to fetch him and maybe leave the other car there until tomorrow, what did he do? He started calling that friend that he left the house from and said that was telling them that he's broken down. And in the midst of that phone call, a big truck came and took him and the car into the ditch. That was how he passed. Now, when this story is told, now tell me, this woman, how will you even, in fact, when they came to the funeral, she was just doing this crocodile. Everybody was like doing their nose like this to her, doing this to her. Like, where were you? Where was he? How did he pass away? Why did he not call you? He was just around the corner to the house. So what am I trying to say? This is the type of marriages you see sometimes and you wonder, me will be sleeping and my in fact, I don't even want to think about it. It's not even something that is doable to me. But this is what happened. This is how she lost her life. And the 3 children, they left her with 3 young children. Now,
absolutely.
Each time I remember this story, I'm like, wow, you are even getting ready to go to work in the morning? Hey.
And you don't know where your husband is. This
some people get hurt well.
Talking.
Some people get
not
hurt
talking.
Well. Yeah.
See what happened. If they had a good relationship, just like Ben said,
he wouldn't
have even been outside.
No.
Let's even assume that he went out for business or work or any other thing. The fact that something happened, the first point of call is the spouse. "Hey, sweetheart, something just happened. Or do you know what just happened to me now? My car broke down, but I'm on my way back now. I don't know. Since you are close, can you come pick me up?"
Yes.
Make that call. Then he will go to a nearby place and sit down, waiting. Yes. So, I'm by this place. Check on me at so place. Okay, I'll be at the other side of the road. That is just the person he would have gotten. If they don't have a car, is a different thing. If they don't have a second car, is a different thing. Maybe he would have just told that, "Okay, don't worry about me in case I don't come back early. I'm trying to get my car fixed, okay? But don't worry, I'll be home shortly." You pass that information so that your spouse. That is why this is something else I need to point out. Please, this is not policing. Always let your spouse know where you are.
Exactly.
Especially if you didn't inform them that you'll be branching or you'll be going somewhere, some other place, or if something came up, always inform them. If it's just from work to home, they already know it's from work to home. When you close, at least I'll be home soon. I don't know about the traffic, but I'll be home soon. We just close now. And then when you get home, when you get home, your wife already know your routine. If you're going to branch, if you're going to go any other place, ensure that you tell your spouse. Do not go to places without the knowledge of your spouse. I don't know how people do this. There was one day, my husband is fond of doing this. Of course, he would definitely tell me wherever, but there was one day he didn't tell me where he was. My goodness, I was panicking because this is unlike him. He's supposed to be home, and then I couldn't reach him. I was panicking. Goodness, this is unlike him. I tried calling, Well, later he told me that his battery died down, and then he went somewhere. He wanted to inform me, but his battery. So when he got, by the time he could get to that place, it's already late. So I was like, you should have told me that you were going. He said he didn't know it was on his way, and then his battery was down. So it's very important to let your spouse know where you are at every given time. This is not policing. Even if you want to go hang out with the boys, tell your spouse, sweetheart, I'll be with the boys. I'm going to the boys. I'm going to the club. I'm going here, anywhere at us. Just inform them so that they know where you are. If once they knock at the door and say, madam, you will know that your husband told you that you are not in the dark.
Yeah.
Informal Louise, welcome, thank you so much.
It's so sad. Anyway, I'm going to jump down now. That's what I wanted to share with us. Yeah, please let us do better. No matter the number of years of marriage, let us just keep working at it. Let us not use children as in between for us and our spouses, because those children will grow and go, and then what? So let us just do our best. Marriage is actually not hard work. I wouldn't call it hard work. I'll call it that it needs commitment. You have to be committed to it. You have to really want to be married. Don't get married because it's ready to get married. If you're really committed to it, then you don't see it as hard work. You just see it as something that you have to be committed to, and you take it that you are two individuals who come from different backgrounds. You are raised up so differently, and there's a lot of learning and understanding each other, and just be patient with each other and talk to each other with respect, because the way you say something to somebody and will determine the way whether they are going to respond or they're going to react. And you don't want people to react. You want them to respond to what you say. And when you say it correctly, they will respond. But when you say it in a harsh way, they will react. And once they react, there's fire. And it doesn't go down very well. Okay, I'm going to leave it here.
Thank you so much, Mommy. Mommy Pechi, please, guys, check out her channel. She's an experienced woman. She's a mother of 4 big boys, and trust me, she knows. She knows the secret to a happy home. So please check out her channel, Ifechi Family and Ifechi Health and Wellness. She's also into health, educating us, especially with the young folks, on how to take care of our health, because health is wealth. So please, everyone watching me here, check out our 2 channels, okay? Mommy, I really appreciate, and I love you, even if I'm not.
I love you too. Thank you, my dear. Each time that he hears your voice, he said, "That's your spice." He also calls you my spice. I say, "Yes, that's her."
Yeah,
that's her voice. And she said she doesn't need microphone. Each time I said to myself, "I think I need a microphone." He said, "Well, just try and have the same voice like your spicy. You don't need microphone. You can hear her from anywhere you are."
You can hear my voice from anywhere.
Anywhere. Sound, you don't have to. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much. Coach Marima, thank you. Okay, thank you very much, sis. Thank you. And yes, everyone. Anita, Bina, Kiara, thank you so much. Tanya Brown, thank you, everyone. Cornelius, very supportive. I don't think there's any other husband so supportive on this YouTube street. Thank you so much for always being here. I really appreciate everyone. I need to jump down now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mommy. God bless you. Okay. Good night, Ma.
Bye-bye.
Greetings to Daddy. Yeah,
I may still be in the background. I may still be in the background because I always wait for that peace of mind song.
That
so
dance,
I may be in the background. Yeah, to dance that dance before I go. But for now, let me just jump down.
Okay, Mommy,
bye everyone.
Thank you so much. All right, good night.
Bye.
Bye. Afromex family, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Welcome. Please, guys, if you're just coming in, do not forget to smash the like button, okay? And we'll be wrapping up now. We've talked about commitment, we've talked about communication, we've talked about forgiveness, we've talked about intimacy, we've talked about bonding, we've talked about affection, we've talked about dating. These are things that will help us enjoy a happy marriage. Trust me, if you can work on it, like I said, everyone desires a happy marriage. Everyone wants to be happy in marriage. Nobody goes into marriage with the intention of, experiencing unhealthy relationship with their spouse. But wanting it or desiring it is not enough. You will have to work towards it. And for you to work towards it, it means you starting from day one. The very first day you said, I do. I do means commitment, and you must be committed to do all these things. If you don't want to grow apart, please always practice. Always ensure that you do those things that you want your spouse to do for you. Go ahead and do it to them. Ensure that you practice it every day. Things like kissing your spouse, things like forgiving easily, things like admitting your fault as a man or as a woman, admitting that you wrong, acknowledging that you erred is very important. Then forgiving easily is very important. Then do not stop dating. When you were dating, when you were courting before marriage, you were doing some sweet things to, for your spouse that made the person decide that, whoa, this is the one person I want to spend the rest of my life with. But when you marry, after marriage, you now stop all those things. Don't you think that there will be vacuum that needs to be filled? This is where people grow apart. So please, if for your marriage not to grow apart, even if you've grown apart, you can start, retracing your step. You can start with the baby step. You can start doing those things little by little. Begin to reform those habits. Intimacy in marriage is very important. Do not play with it. Communication, all these things are important ingredients in marriage. You can't do one and say you will not do the other. You can't be communicating well and say, well, since our communication is very good, intimacy can stay on the other side. You cannot have intimacy and you say, no, I can't forgive. All these things work together. They are ingredients that you put together in one pot in order to have a healthy marriage. So I hope we all are going to have a freaky Friday tonight, like we're going to have a freaky weekend, right? I hope we're going to enjoy this weekend. Thank you so much for your time here, and I really do appreciate you. Marriage is beautiful. Marriage is sweet. If only we work towards it. If only we desire, we know those things that is needed, and we practice it. Do not let your pride and your ego get in the way of your happiness. And most importantly, ensure that you create time for your spouse, create time for your family, create time for your children. They grow so fast. Before you know it, they are all grown, and you've lost important aspect of their life. You've missed out something important in their life while they are growing up because you are not paying attention. Please create time for them, create time for your spouses. And then please, guys, once in a while, take your wife out on a date. Guys in the building, take your woman out. It could be on a movie date. It could be just a live band date. It could be karaoke date. It could just be taking a stroll. It could be taking a holiday somewhere, spending a night or a weekend somewhere. Do not stop. If you want your marriage to be, meaningful and rich, you have to invest. You have to plant something in order for that plant to germinate, and then you get the fruit. You must invest. Without investment, you have nothing to withdraw. Do not let your marriage, your love life go bankrupt. There is still hope to revive even the ones that have gone bankrupt. All you need to do is to put a cent and a dollar, and then before you know it, you have something tangible in that account. But if you don't make any effort to put in something, trust me, it's going to remain that way. And with time, what is going to happen? You will lose it. If you value it, please work on it. You value your wife, you love her, work on it. You value your husband, your partner, please work on it. Do not let your pride and your ego. And I pray, God, that any marriage that is already going cold, that God in heaven will give you the wisdom required, the understanding needed to be able to do the needful. Begin to apply those things that will help revive it back. Even if it's very cold, it can be revived. There is still hope. Unless it is plagued with domestic violence and abuse, unless it's plagued with infidelity. Otherwise, we can work on these things. All it takes is for us to open our hearts. If your marriage is not plagued with infidelity, it's not plagued with domestic violence, it's not plagued with abuse and all that, you can revive it. You can work on it. Enough of divorce. It breaks my heart when I see young couples falling apart. New marriages breaking up. It's heartbreaking. Please make this weekend count. If you have not been going on a date, can you take this weekend out right now? You take your spouse on a date. A man can take a woman on a date. A woman can take a man on a date. Book it. Be the one to do it. I mean, how much does it cost? You don't have to eat everything. Like I said, date is not just to go and eat. It's just for you to have meaningful conversation with your spouse. Have that alone time, that quiet time with your spouse, so you can talk and laugh and just look back at old memories. And before I go, something very important. I left this thing for the last before I sign up here. Please avoid sensitive topics at night. Like when you're about to go to bed. If you know anything that might trigger your spouse, let's say you have misunderstanding and it might trigger, avoid it. Treat it before it's bedtime. Before they go to bed, sort out that issue. Not when they've gone to bed and then you say you want to talk and then that talk is very sensitive. Trash it before they go to bed. It's very important. You see, and you did. Thank you so much for coming, Wanyama. Please kindly give me a thumbs up, okay? So I really appreciate it. It's very important. Treat sensitive topics before you go to bed. And then forgive. Forgiveness is not just for the person you are forgiving. It is equally for you. It sets you free. It frees you from that bondage. It relieves the burden on your heart. It's not just for the person, but for you too. Your marriage is beautiful. Look into it and ask yourself, where did it go wrong? What happened? Where did I say? I don't know how to. Where did the water enter under the bridge? How did the water pass through there? Ask yourself. Sit down and think. What have I been missing? What has been lacking? What have I been doing wrong? Can I correct it? Can I change? We all can change. Change is the only constant thing. We are not trees. Even animals change, so we can change. If you know there is something or there are certain things that you are not doing right, work on it. Work on it. I am Oma. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Please, UCUD, I am Oma. Kindly give me a thumbs up. Yeah, I am Oma. Thank you so much for that thumbs up. I appreciate you. Work on it. Let's not allow our pride and our ego. Look back at that woman you walked down the aisle with. The day you walked down the aisle, you looked at her and you say, I too. You looked at her and say, let's grow old together. Why are you looking at her now and you feel like kicking her out of the house? Look back at that beautiful time and ask yourself, where can I do it? Where can I, how do I make it work again as a man? It's not just for the women. It takes two people to work on it. If it's one person that has been doing this and the other party is neglecting, some of these things, trust me, a time will come, they will get tired and pull down their heads. The weight becomes so much on them. And when the weight is heavier, they drop their hand. What happens? The marriage is going to pack up. It takes two people. It takes you, the man, and you, the woman, to make it work. Just look back. And above all, please, do not stop kissing. Do not stop saying, I love you. Do not stop looking into their eyes. Do not stop being affectionate. And do not stop being intimate. Very important. For you to be happy. For that marriage to prosper. For that marriage to be full of happiness, joy, and laughter. I mean, look at your house. You want those laughter. You want to see your wife smile all the time. You want to see your husband happy. It's still possible. It's not too late. And I pray that God in heaven will make yours work. Yours will not pack up. Yours will not collapse, because God will give you the wisdom you need to be able to fix it back. Everything broken can be fixed. Only death can be fixed. So long as there is life, there is hope. So long as you're still alive, there is hope of you reviving your marriage. There is hope of you making it work. It only takes determination and willing spirit to be able to do that. Okay. And I pray that you have that willingness, in you to want to make it work. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you all. Do have a freaky Friday. Do have a yeah. Yeah, so he needs to bring you more palm wine. Mommy, I don't know how to thank you enough. Thank you, Coach Merima. You are awesome. Your encouragement on this space is something else. You are Mommy Fechi. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You make me want to keep doing this, okay? Rebecca, you are awesome. I can't thank you enough, Queen. I can't thank you enough. You are you just love me, and I don't know why you love me, okay? I don't know why, but you just love me. Thank you so much. Tanya Brown, Oh, Queen, I'm gonna give you a call. I'm gonna give you a call after my live stream. Okay. I love you. I am Oma Dalurine. Thank you so much. And Cornelius, my darling husband, you know now, it's Freaky Friday. We're gonna make it freaky. We're gonna make the weekend freaky. Like you said, let's repeat the sitting room thing. Yeah, I'm gonna push out those tables and these chairs and we spread out wide and enjoy the sitting room for the weekend. Okay. Thank you. Afro Next family, thank you. I really appreciate you. G, thank you. And thank you for that awesome super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for your love and your support. It means so much to me, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Who else we have here? Anita Dupi. Thank you, Anita. Thank you so much. Let me see. Yeah, being a carer with cares. Oh my God, thank you. I just have amazing people who love me, and I don't know the type. Is my sister. I really love this woman. Thank you so much, Ifi. Uju Wanyoma, thank you. Gores Corner, thank you so much. What else do we have here? Oh my God. Can I finish calling names? Mama Triplet, let's see. And we're gonna play music. Yeah, peace of mind. So everyone in the chat here, in case I don't call your name here, my system is already hanging. I'm trying to find this, but then let's dance and say peace of mind. And I pray that peace will reign in your marriage. Peace will continue to reign in your home. It's possible. It's doable. People have done that. And if it's too difficult, seek the help of professionals. Seek the help of counselors, marriage counselors, professional counselors. Okay, they're out there. Those who are very professional, they know how to make it. So just seek their help if you can't do it, if it's too difficult for you. And they can also help you, do the right thing, tell you what to do, the things to do, the steps to take. And I pray that everything is going to bounce back well, okay? Thank you, everyone. God bless you. And I leave you with this music. Peace of mind. Yeah, let's play Peace of Mind. Who is ready to dance this weekend? Make your weekend freaky. Make it freaky. Create time for your husband. No, it's peace of mind. Peace of mind. Thanks, Mommy Pechi. Are you here? Let's dance. Mommy, let's dance. Who is ready to dance with us? Let's go. G is already dancing. Yes, I need you, yes, I want you. You're the only one for me. I'm coming home, I have to worry, stressing me. I want you, cause I know it's that. You're my company, and I'm for you, and you always come through for me. Peace of mind. May peace reign in your home. You give me peace of mind. Just give me peace of mind. Just give me peace of mind. You give me peace of mind. Good night, everyone. I'm gonna repeat this peace of mind. Yeah. Please give me peace of mind. Give me peace of mind. You give me peace of mind. My worry, my problem, my baby. You give me peace of mind. You give me peace of mind. Yes, I need you because I want you. You're the only one for me. I'm coming home. Peace in your home, peace in your marriage. Let's revive it. You're my company. Every time I call you, you can turn up. And you always come through for me. Peace of mind. You make me feel what's like your child. You give me peace of mind.
Please give me peace of mind.
God bless everyone of you. D, God bless you. God bless you. Thank you.
Give me peace of mind. You give me peace of mind. You know my worry, you know my problem, you my baby. Oh yeah, you give me peace of mind. You give me peace of mind.
Bye everyone.